Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Mole Trap here. Hello, Diggity. I'm just giving a little introduction so that when this goes on YouTube later, people will have a little intro. This is VODs and Chill for May 15th of 2021. I guess I should say that because who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing this show for till next year. And this is a show where we hang out, we watch some classic StarCraft videos, and we chat. If you're watching this as a VOD later, you won't be able to chat, but you can join me live. I do this show every Wednesday evening and Saturday afternoon. Come hang out, talk in the either Twitch or YouTube. Currently doing double broadcast, and it's a good time. We hang out, we chill, we talk about games, talk about esports, talk about life. All right, intro over. I think you're my only viewer right now, Diggity. How's it going? By the way, if you do ever, I said this before and we had some issues, but if you ever want to jump on Discord, let me know. You can chat. This intro is taking forever. I'm going to skip to the game. Where's the game? Skipping forward so far. There's the game. Yeah, last time the audio was a mess, but I've since like fixed my audio, so we can try it. No one's watching anyway, so let's try it, you know? Let me boot up Discord. Get it going. You want to do a direct call, or you want me to join your server, or what here? I guess I'll just call you right now. Yeah, sure. Aha! Alright, yep. Is this working?
Maybe. Can I hear myself?
I don't know. I can hear you. I can hear you in Discord. What's that?
Let's see if I can hear you in Discord. Talk.
I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
My headset. Hold on.
It looks like my audio is going out.
Output to... Okay. Talk some more.
Talk some more.
All right. Yeah, I can hear you in Discord now.
Wait. All right. Let me check my stream real quick.
I can hear you on the stream. I think I can hear myself on your stream. Yep, I can hear myself. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Now play that and see if the...
Now we see if the game audio...
With all sorts of...
Also works.
What's up, Kung? If you're there. At BFK.
All right. Oh, I'll mute my monitor here.
Mute my stream.
All right, so now we're testing my audio. You're saying something in the game audio. All
check my delay on stream as well. About half a second. That's not bad. All right, we're in. I might be distracted because one, I'm watching BSL as well. And two,
all right, that sounds good.
Sophie's in the background screwing around with water, and I'm trying to eat a little bit of lunch.
Nice. All right, everything's working. Technology for the win.
Where are you right now, by the way?
My mom's place.
In Oregon.
What, were you talking to Kung? Like Kung Piss Tank? Was he here?
Well, he's in the users and chat, but sometimes that's AFK people that have their stream open.
Oh, okay.
So like if I bring up my stream, sometimes there's like AFK people in there, like Dugan and whatnot. I saw Dugan the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
What's he up to?
Work.
Okay.
And teaching, I guess. Some IT stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Is that involved? So yeah, if
you mean you saw him like
chat,
you saw him like
on the stream
online? Okay.
Yeah, Aries J2 is currently AFK in my
that's kind of funny.
Stream chat.
You know who I saw in my stream chat a couple days ago? Future.
Yeah, he came on my one.
He's been back a little bit lately. Hey.
Yeah, I've been catching some of his streams.
WL Cats. Well, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Cats.
Yeah, I talked to him for a minute, and he was like, "Yeah, I get burnt out, and I usually take 6 months off, 6 months on for streaming."
It's pretty normal for Brood War players.
So now he's back on.
It's pretty normal for Brood War casters. It's just we take a couple like decades off, I guess.
Right.
A decade or a year. You know,
what's going on, Cats? How are you doing?
Welcome, Cats.
Welcome to VODs and Chill. If you haven't been here before,
So
we watch cool old StarCraft games and hang out and chat. And I got Diggity on the line right now. Yeah, I should update this thing. Here we go.
Stork and who?
I'll put it on the screen in a second. And boom! Stork vs. Flash. How about that, right?
Oh, that's a big game.
I usually
2009.
start off the stream by just going to YouTube and literally whatever YouTube recommends to me, I'll click it. And it's usually something good. It's usually some pretty good name. It's not something which makes sense. They're probably going to recommend games that are watched more, right?
Theoretically, I don't even know how YouTube algorithms work.
Yeah. Just browsing Twitch?
Yeah, welcome.
Were you browsing StarCraft? Or just like in general? So,
Tempted to be a dick if you're browsing StarCraft and be like, you should check out BSL right now.
Dude, you gotta stop recommending other streams on my stream, please. Cut it out. Stop.
Alright.
I've got one viewer right now. Don't tell him to go watch something else.
2 viewers. You got me and him.
You're now a participant.
Oh, hey, we helped him learn English 10 years ago. Nice. For her.
He's an old fan. Awesome.
Welcome back.
Yeah, but even though you say, oh, they can do both, they're not necessarily gonna do both. They might be like, oh.
Have some confidence that you got some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, but
what's your first language, Cats?
You gotta play the game, man.
Do we? Do we have to play the game?
Yes. No, not really. I guess not. Good point. I concede the point.
Excellent. Easiest argument I've won recently. Of course, most of my arguments have been with myself, so go figure.
Russian. Nice.
Russian. Nice. Dude, the Russian StarCraft scene is carrying everybody right now.
Really?
World Cyber
Oh,
Games.
it is,
yeah.
isn't it?
All the foreigners?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into that foreigner stuff.
I am. Brain and they got amazing StarCraft players, too.
I got a...
Belarus.
Oh, okay, nice.
Visit Belarus, actually.
I got another guy who's like one of my like 5 regulars on the show who's Russian. I think he's actually in Russia. I'm not sure. I can't pronounce his name though, so I couldn't tell you what his username is, but I know his name is Chris.
Does Polish and Russian use the same sort of phonetic alphabet, I wonder? I don't know.
Cyrillic, right?
Cats can tell me. Cyrillic?
Cyrillic is the like Russian characters, I think.
Mexico, nice. Where in the US?
Hey.
Honestly, I have
international show going on.
I live in San Diego, and I basically consider the same city as Tijuana. It effectively is. And I feel like all of the best parts of San Diego are effectively inherited as like an amalgam from Mexico. All the food, all the like building structures, a lot of the art, a lot of everything.
Makes sense. I mean, San Diego was part of Mexico until 150 years ago. Whenever it was.
Same origins language was interesting.
Okay, that makes sense.
We have a mutual Polish friend who, growing up, I had a lot of classes with him, and whenever the substitute teacher, whenever it was like the beginning of classes, he would always hesitate and wait for the teacher to look confused. The sub to look confused, and then be like, "Yep, that's me."
I saw him comment on social media the other day. It was one of those meme things where like it says like, change the second letter of your name, and what does it now say? And people were like, instead of Mike, my name is Moke, ha ha ha. And he commented, yeah, I'm not even gonna try.
I actually still remember how to pronounce his name, or how to spell his name. Randomly because of
I don't know how to spell his like real name. But I don't. I never learned that one. Such camera. Wow. How's it going, Moo camera? Moo camera. Moo cow?
No, I want to visit. I want to visit. I have not yet visited.
You want to visit Russia?
Belarus.
Oh. Why do you want to visit Belarus?
I don't know. I think it looks kind of like a pretty country. It has kind of interesting history, I think. It's kind of overlooked as far as like Eastern European areas.
Makes sense. It's okay in the summer?
I don't know.
Good to know. Webcam? Yeah. Am I using webcam? What else would I be using? Hold on a second though. We got, just to like take note of this game right now, Flash is about to try and attack Stork. And he's making carriers, so I think Stork might be about to die.
There's certain places I don't know why, like, I'm such a homebody. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna visit places, and I'm like, do I have to go outside today?
Oh, so the webcam, I've got a program on that filters the background and blurs it, so you can actually see my pretzel is kind of getting blurred by the picture a little bit as I move it. So it looks like a nicer camera than it really is because it has that like that effect on it, but it's actually not a very good webcam at all.
Really old webcam, but I have no desire to get it working again.
It's just like the built-in webcam. I actually have another webcam that I usually use, but well, I'm glad it looks good. I guess it also is fine because it's only a 720p webcam, which isn't great, but because it's so small on my screen, it doesn't really matter because I'm not even using the full resolution. But if I do this, and you show full screen, it's not as nice, I think. Wow. Flash went like crazy all in with a massive contain and turrets and everything, and Stork is like, no. Actually, no. Not gonna happen. And I'm surprised because Stork was going carrier, so he didn't even have full money in his units. Now, if I know Flash though, he's not gonna give up. He's gonna keep pushing.
Yeah, it is amazing that in 2021
the light,
Flash is so good.
That's right. The light is a huge deal. I've got a big window right in front of me, so I've got a lot of light. But if you watch on Saturdays, when it gets dark, my webcam just totally degrades because it doesn't handle the light very well. The low light very well.
I'm curious to see so Flash has gone to military, right? And oftentimes you go into the military, you come out, sometimes that can be a career ender. That was a career ender for a lot of guys, right?
But it wasn't for some also. Some came out and went back into ASL. Yeah.
But they never hit the same level comparatively, I would argue. So I'm curious what'll happen to Flash coming out of, like, if he is just going to be, because he's Flash, if he'll be Ascendant again. Yeah, if you go to r/Broodwar, you can see him getting sent off by a couple guys.
Someone the other day was saying he went into the service, like civil service, but not the military.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know, I'm asking.
I think he actually went straight up in. Hold on. I know that they had like the cultural thing for a bit. I don't know if that applies anymore. Let me see if I can pull it up again. You can watch. I'll link you and you can watch it afterwards.
Okay.
Potentially. It's from a few days ago.
Yeah, Flash is still. I called it. He's still pressuring. He's still pushing this attack, even though it kind of failed. He's just all in.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Army. Flash's Army for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, didn't
PM you on...
I feel like there's I feel like there's someone that was doing good in ASL after they got out of the military.
But what time period did they come in? Did they come in after like the big drop and break?
Yeah, like a few years ago, like remastered or something.
I don't know.
Did Zero do military service yet?
I have no idea.
He's got to be getting old.
We all getting old.
Dongray Gu is still doing well in StarCraft 2. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Stork built the Stargate, and then when Flash attacked, he delayed. He didn't get the carriers, so Flash might have wanted to wait like a minute longer for him to build, overinvest in the carriers before pushing, but instead, Stork was like, okay, well, I'll just not build carriers then. And now that now that the pressure's off, he's building carriers.
Something I heard, I'm not sure if it was from Nayokin or Tosis or someone, but basically they said one thing that Flash was incredible at is knowing timings to attack his opponent to literally expend supply. So basically he's attacking to his opponent, just trying to do as much damage as possible, not bothering and kind of skipping supply depots to like free up stuff to and then also build additional tech or whatever in that time frame.
Interesting.
Something a lot of other players don't do. So basically it's kind of like you're throwing Marines into at a Zerg to intentionally lose them but inflict damage, but then have them rebuilt in a wave with whatever set timing. So I'm wondering if he does that against Protoss as well. Tricky timing here for Stork. He's got to get those carriers up before Flash smacks him, and I think he's hit the right time.
Well, I think he knows he's got the time, because Flash just had to fall back, you know, and he built a third.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Flash did that, and then it like worked against him here, because it's like now he's doing kind of that. Oh, okay, inflict damage, and I'm trying to do like whatever, but it's also I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that advanced. I can only speculate.
Oh, I missed what Kat said before. There's political turmoil in Belarus right now?
Yeah.
The president went mad? Well, we in America can sympathize with that a little bit.
Sympathize with it a lot.
We had a mad president for 4 years.
Might be the game where Stork beat or Flash beat Stork at GOM TV. I'm not sure. Here, back. I gotta turn off the water in the backyard.
Yeah.
Hey, Athos, welcome.
Is there anything Flash is not A+++ on? I don't think so. I mean, he loses games. 4 Stargate carriers. What the hell? What is going on? Flash beats Stork. What do you mean at GOM TV? You mean the GOM TV MSL? Or just like something else? This is from 2009. In December of 2009. This game that we're watching right now. Oh, the Tasteless Cast, the GOM Star League. Oh, I think this was after that. I think. I don't know. I'll look it up. Let me see. Yeah, the GOM TV Classic was in 2008, and this is in 2009. Yeah, so this game is after that. How is Flash still pushing again? But there's carriers killing his base, I think, right? Oh no, there's just units killing his base. Well, this is the 2009 Ever OSL. There was a 2004 Ever OSL, a 2005 Ever OSL, a 2007 Ever OSL, and a 2009 Ever OSL. So most games were both before and after. Before or after. Well, everything's before or after, but there's a lot of Ever OSLs. This is the last one, though. I think, with 2009.
Realizing I could do a silly hot tub pass with Sophie's kiddie pool in the backyard. Best one ever.
That'd be fun. Whole world is supporting us. U.S. sanctions are hitting good. He's still clinging to his seat. Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into
turmoil,
that.
but I didn't know the specific details.
Well, it's also just like no offense to Belarus in any way, but like there's so much crap going on in the world right now. It's hard to like kind of know what's going on with everything, because there's turmoil in Brazil as well. There's turmoil obviously in like Israel, Palestine. There's turmoil in what's the place that had the big hurricane?
Haiti?
Venezuela.
Venezuela? Like there's a lot of Myanmar. Oh yeah, Myanmar.
Oh, Myanmar. What the hell, man? Oh my god. It makes me sad to think about Myanmar.
Myanmar in particular, because we really dicked them over. Like,
it would be easier if we named a place that doesn't have a crisis going on. I can't think of
where
one.
is the place that doesn't have a crisis? This is why I stopped reading the news, because like prior to COVID, I really like was a news hound. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do it just in case there's advantages to be gained or be prepared for something. I'm like, I know COVID's coming, and then I prepped a bunch of food and stuff, and then still like wasn't ready for anything. So I'm like, fuck, what's the point? It just stresses me out. I can't do anything about it anyway.
Okay, you know where there's no crisis? Oh, hold that thought. Stork is just about to wreck these tanks. Oh, look at those storms.
God, those are good storms.
You'll see them in a minute. New Zealand. New Zealand's alright.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They've got the Maori
There's no
issues.
They've got what?
The Maori, the natives.
Oh,
there,
okay.
And a lot of tension between. There's kind of like from what I can tell, there's like a half-half thing going on, where there's from both sides. So you have the native Maori who are like, fuck all of the settlers, let's get them out of here. And there's the native Maori who are like, let's be one people. And it's the same thing opposite side, where you have the racist New Zealanders who are like, screw the Maori and I don't care about anything, and then others who are like, let's learn Hakas and be one people sort of thing. So, shrug. Although my understanding of the Maori is there there's also, looks like, Islamic tensions there. I didn't know about that aspect.
All right, well maybe I was wrong then. I just knew I hadn't heard anything recently about anything major going on, and I knew that New Zealand had COVID under control, so I was like, oh, well,
I mean,
that's a
relatively,
good,
I guess.
Yeah, relatively.
Oh, there's also like terrible things with their acting guild, I guess, because like
what?
They had the
Someone shot
thing.
50 people in New Zealand?
Also, the VODs messed up for you.
Yeah, no. I paused it because I wanted to. After we were done, I was going to show. I want to go back and look at the look on their faces here. When Flash GGs, and then look at Stork's like little smile. Flash is like, oh my gosh, what the hell? And Stork is kind of like,
villain style.
That's so funny.
Stork is actually still. Stork and Nada are my favorite players. This thing still.
He's happy about that, man. Because this is also, I think this is a group of death.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
In this OSL, and he just won the winners match, so he's advancing.
Is this the one he took?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, or is this the one where Jadong beat him? I think this is the one he won.
He's feeling it. No
There's
longer the king of.
There's a way to find out.
Anyway, bad
oh yeah,
stuff
yeah.
everywhere.
This is the one Jadong won. Yeah.
You know what? You know the one place where there's not terrible shit going on? Right here in this stream. We're hanging out. We're watching StarCraft. We're chilling with one another.
All right, here's another Stork versus Flash from a completely different OSL. Let's go. It's fun because we don't have to like get too bogged down in any specific tournament. We just like, oh, Stork versus Flash. Always a good time. So I just have to change it to Dom OSL. This is a pretty good OSL intro also, actually.
Yeah.
Not as good as the ever OSL one with the comics and stuff.
Yeah, 07. That one was the best.
That one was the best. Oh, wait.
Oh, hey.
Is this the one? Hold on a sec. Maybe Stork. Let's find Stork.
Okay, new thing I gotta have up in the
Okay,
background.
so he's no that OSL the Ever 09, Stork did not win. I think Flash won that one or something. Well, let's see here. Leagues Ever. So the 2009 Ever OSL was Flash. Flash beat. Oh, that's the time that Flash beat Movie. Movie was like this random Protoss who randomly like took second place in an OSL out of nowhere. Alright. Fix the screen.
Huh. I won't mention another stream, but I'm watching a new other stream in the background.
Don't freaking...
I'm not gonna direct anybody to it. Apparently I have ADD and can't just watch one thing.
What the hell, man? Jaedong fell off after the military. Yeah, Jaedong, he went to the military in like 2013 or something, right? Like kind of a while ago.
Actually,
Right.
if you read interviews with Jaedong, I almost wonder if Jaedong's thing was kind of family related too, because it seemed like he had like a lot of drive from his family, and then I don't know. A lot of his money went to his family, from my understanding. And he didn't really hold on to any of it. I don't know. I think you can only sustain that sort of motivation for so long, you know, when you're young like that.
Yeah.
Because eventually it's like, I got to start living for myself, you know.
Well, he switched to StarCraft 2 for a bit.
Yeah. He actually ended up in the U.S. That might have been the other thing.
He was. Oh, was he? Jaedong was in the U.S.
Dude, Machine and Jeff and a couple of those guys were in the same house as him.
Oh, that's right, because he was on
Bryce.
He was on EG for a minute, right?
Yeah, Bryce was actually Bryce Machine tells hilarious stories because he's like, you go and you're like trying to practice with him, and you're like, yeah, I'm a programmer too. Yeah, sort of thing. It's like, nope, because that's fucking Jaedong right there, right?
Jaedong. Dude, that would be so crazy. Be randomly on a team with freaking V Jaedong.
It'd be rough though, because it's like, I mean, it'd be cool, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't feel like you're there, you know. Comparatively, it's kind of like me just suddenly being on a basketball team with Michael Jordan. It's like, okay, well, clearly I'm not the.
Well, so and that's the thing is I've done that myself when I went to Korea, right? And it seems weird until you do it, and then it's just like, oh, well, you know, Jaedong's just a guy.
Well, Jaedong is just a guy, but the difference is like he's like a huge different league from the rest of the guys that were in that house.
I
right?
guess that's true, yeah.
Because it's one thing if you were like if you were in, it's one thing if you were like, because you know you're commentating, and that's one thing. But it would be like if you were. Hold on.
Right, commentating isn't a competitive thing.
Yeah, it's not a competitive.
Where I'm like
sport.
ranked up against my coworkers, basically.
You want walk? Really? You want walk? Well, you need to get dressed for walk. My daughter wants a walk. She's totally naked in the background. I'm up to go for a walk if you want, but you need to get dressed. It's going. This is our third set of clothes today.
Nice. Yeah, I guess that would be difficult. I was just thinking in terms of like, it's pretty easy actually not to get like intimidated by them like as a person.
Yeah.
They lose their like star status once you get to know someone, but you're right, like that would be like you're on you're a bench warmer on a college team, and then you're like
Bench warmer on a high school team. You're like a high school
LeBron James.
You're a high school all-star, and then all of a sudden you're playing with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and expected to be a contributor on the team.
I'm trying to be a little hip there and like with the times, because like I would say Michael Jordan too, but then I'm like, oh, he hasn't played in like 30 years actually. Who's someone that's a modern star?
Well, even so, you know, he's still considered the greatest of all time, right?
By some, yeah.
LeBron James.
I had some students when I was a teacher. I had some students that insisted that Steph Curry was the greatest of all time ever.
Steph Curry is pretty fucking amazing, actually, but I don't know. We'll see if he's the greatest ever in a couple of years.
So what does Flash do when he finishes a game? He runs behind. Yeah, basically, like behind there is just like the way back to, you know, dressing room or whatever. He could be running off to go to the bathroom. He could just be like, I don't want to be on the stage anymore, especially if he just lost. He might not want to be like on camera, so he can just go back, look disappointed by himself without being in the spotlight. I'll bet he had to go to the bathroom though, because like it's actually kind of a long time that you're getting your makeup on and stuff and then going on stage or whatever.
On a side note, this is why I love sports in general, is because you can have these debates, right? Where it's like greatest of all time and so on and so forth.
Who was it that who was it that was in like the 70s? Was it Bird that got like he got like 90 points in a game or something like that? Or was no, that was Chamberlain, right? Wilt Chamberlain?
Wilt Chamberlain, yeah. Wilt Chamberlain got 80 something points.
Is he not considered the GOAT? Because he did some like ridiculous stuff.
I don't know. Part of the thing with Wilt Chamberlain is he was just, how do I put this? He was playing in an era when he was, yeah, he got 100. When he was like
That's right.
7 foot and everybody else was still like 5'5".
So that's kind of makes me think of like Uv being like inventing how to macro and no one else did yet, and everyone's like, oh, Uv's a god, but he was just in the next era before everyone else was, maybe.
Exactly, yeah. Actually, that's a good comparison. Uv was like ridiculously dominant, and also, yeah, he didn't win a bunch of. Yeah, Bill Russell had the 11 championships comparatively. Actually, it's funny. They say if you are 7 foot tall, you have something like 15% chance of being in the NBA or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, some crazy high percentage
That's
chance
crazy.
that you're an NBA player.
God. Imagine just being born and then like you just like have a better than 1 in 10 chance of being a multi-millionaire just because you won the genetic lottery.
Yeah, basically. Also, yeah, the NBA tends to be a little bit more physically favorable than the NFL.
What do you mean physically favorable? Like,
so in the NFL, like a lot of the players will say it stands for not for long. Because you'll have people that go in as rookies, they have the rookie contracts, and they do not make it past like year 1, year 2. Actually, I would argue that the best athletes, the most intelligent and best athletes, like period, generally kind of come out of that space, but
out of what space? NFL?
Out of the NFL, yeah.
Why? How do you mean?
Because the physical demands are just really, really high in that space. And it's not just the physical demands, it's like how competitive it is. Like the average college player, so like there's a lot of college players that play football.
Are you kind of saying like the football players are just going to be the most physically capable of other sports players?
Exactly, yeah. Just generally. I think if you take an NFL football player and you put him in many other sports, he will do extremely well there just being that.
Bo knows that.
And I say that like maybe with a little bit of bias, but I say that mostly because yeah, it's a high impact sport. It's extremely competitive. It's ridiculously competitive, but also it is you've got a lot of really top Olympic athletes and a lot of top like collegiate like athletes in other fields that end up playing football and going to the NFL, or some of them that are like, you have a lot of track and field guys that try to play college football and then don't make it to the NFL, but are still crazy track athletes or whatever, competitively international, things like that. Also, I think it's just the variety. Like, so in the NBA, you're looking for a very specific skill set, right? You're looking for someone who's tall and physical and can hit a target at a certain distance with a basketball. In baseball, you're looking for someone who has really good eyesight, typically, is what they found. They found statistically that really what you're looking like the selection process as far as pitchers and hitters across the board, it's almost all people that have like, they did like a general selection, they have like 5/10, something like 10/10 eyesight. So that tends to be a selection factor. And in theory, like reflexes. Soccer, you're looking for guys that can just sprint just have ridiculously huge legs and can sprint for good periods of time and have good eye-hand coordination or good leg-hand coordination.
That's something that I was thinking would be lacking potentially in football players would be the endurance factor, because football is like very burst oriented. It seems. Seems
Not
like.
necessarily. Yeah, it depends. So that's where you get, like, wide receivers tend to fall in that space because you're sprinting for spaces and then sprinting
Yeah, but
again. And
only for
sprinting
like
again.
30 seconds at a time. Right? Like the plays are relatively short. Like soccer, you do not stop moving for 45 minutes.
There's an argument there. But comparatively, though, in football, like if you are athletic in any way, shape, or form, if you were just very athletic, there's some sort of space for you. Like a short linebacker tends to actually be a very effective linebacker because they can sneak between a lot of stuff. A tall quarterback tends to be more favorable. Short running backs tend to be very favorable because it's just if you're hefty and can really run, and you're short, you tend to be a very effective. If you're just a gigantic sumo wrestler type guy, they'll have you on the offensive line.
Wait,
you can just kick the ball.
LeBron James was an NFL draft pick? Is that true?
Was he? I don't know about that.
He's played basketball with a pro bowler. He wasn't in the draft. Okay.
Highly
He was coveted. Okay.
Possibly, yeah. I know that there's a lot of NFL players that opt for baseball instead because it's a lot less crazy. I don't doubt that LeBron probably could have gone to the NFL.
You don't turn your brain into jelly in a few years.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with the NFL is it's just because it's so high impact. It just literally wrecks your brain.
LeBron, I would believe that LeBron could make the NFL. He seems like a big guy.
I actually wonder if they
not just tall.
If they adjusted the rules differently. Oh, you want to draw? Okay, be right back. My daughter wants to draw. I'm wondering if they adjusted the rules to do something aside from tackling, what it would do to like the athlete profile. Be right back. Because that is one thing, like in the NFL, you need to be a gigantic person at some level, unless you're a kicker or quarterback or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to physically be hefty, otherwise you're going to die.
Charlie Ward won the Heisman and went to the NBA instead. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously there's some guys that are like... By the way, just to check back in with StarCraft, Stork is kind of getting harassed a lot here. It's gonna try and go carriers though, interestingly. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot, but there's some of those guys that are just really freaking good, and they're able to do whatever they want basically because they're just so athletic. Bo Jackson was a football player that went and played baseball. Michael Jordan played baseball almost at a pro level, you know. Guaranteed money.
Yep.
I mean, if you're in a pro team in any sport, you're gonna get paid pretty good, right? Is football the most pay?
Football has pretty wide variance depending on position and time.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that like baseball, even if you're on the starting team or if you're on like the main team, if you're not a star, sometimes pro baseball players only make like 150 grand or something like that.
Yeah, there's some positions in football and rookies that only get like... Yeah. Well, football, like... So, it varies. QBs tend to get paid the most.
Block the ramp, Stork! Block the ramp! That one's out will hold against all comers.
Yeah, a really high percentage of football players go broke because they're just terrible with their money. They actually started a program to be like, hey guys, don't literally spend all of your money on cars and a bunch of other things. But yeah, baseball, also the way the contracts work as well, is different.
Huh, interesting. You mean in like football you're not guaranteed to get your full contract or something? Is it based on performance?
It's based on a lot of things.
Huh.
It's based on, let's see. So, yeah. So football, they can cut you, but they still have to pay you. There's some guaranteed money, some not guaranteed money. There's sometimes incentives in it. It's really, NFL contract system is really complicated, to be honest, as far as like the way the money management works.
Well, at least we can all agree that no matter what pro sport it is, no matter how low your ranking is on the team, no matter how crappy your contract is, you're making more than an esports player.
Yep. You know, I wonder what esports is selecting for, like typically from game to game. Like, I wonder what Brood War is really selecting for as far as like
Commitment.
commitment. That's it.
Hard work. I don't know.
Ah,
I don't think there's a lot of physical difference in the best players. You know, it's not a super.
I'm wondering if
physical
there's
game.
like a Twitch thing where Twitch TV. No, it's like, you know, the distance between like the firing factor between your brain and your hands or something. I don't know.
But I think you can train that. Like that's how like synapses and stuff work. Is like the more that you fire the synapses, the faster that route gets. So if you're practicing more, you make your brain faster at doing what you practiced. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that it's just like the effort and tenacity is probably what goes. It's important in StarCraft. And then I think, like, personally, that I think a lot of what's considered talent is actually just passion. Because I think that people that are passionate about something do it more. And if you're passionate, you'll keep going when it's hard because you enjoy it. And that's gives you more practice than anyone else. And that's where the real commitment comes in. And Stork, this is really interesting, by the way. Like, this whole army just got cornered. And Stork spent like 5 minutes like edging it back into the corner, and Flash was like pushing it up into the corner, and finally messed it up though. Yeah. What's up, Kennicon? Welcome, Sony. I've got that game, by the way, that other Stork game, Stork Go Rush. I've got it queued up in another tab if you want to watch it next.
Sony watching BSL in the background as well. I didn't hear what they said on stream, but I appreciate the comment.
Earnings 700k is that in a year? 700k in a year, or 669 in a year? Total. Okay, yeah, total. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Go Rush became a caster actually. He was a coworker of mine at OGN. I don't know if he's still casting,
I
but
think Reach
he
opened up like a car dealership, right?
did he really?
Something like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, most of my info is like 10 years old, but Reach, 10 years ago at least, was a coach. He became a League of Legends coach. So did Yellow.
Wonder how that works.
And Go Rush was a caster, and Nalra was a caster, and Firebat Hero became a caster.
Firebat here would be an amazing caster. I would love to watch him cast my game.
And actually, I remember he switched to he was casting StarCraft 2 for GOM TV when I was at GOM. So I was actually co-workers with Firebat Hero also. And like I remember hearing at the time that like he was getting some crap from the community because he like didn't know StarCraft 2 that well. It's like, well, yeah, he's been a pro StarCraft 1 player for years. Like, give him a chance to catch on, you know?
Firebat here apparently used to hop on with Team Light and play with them.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
If he isn't stripping after a win, it doesn't matter. I don't think he's allowed to strip and do ceremonies as a caster anymore.
Yeah, here he's a
Stork
good
is getting wrecked here, by the way. It's not doing enough with these carriers.
Yeah.
An average soccer player makes 100k a week in England.
Football.
Yeah. So if you look at the top earners in sports, they're all boxers and soccer players.
I'm actually curious how, like, what was the rise of soccer/football to like become the #1 international sport? Like, what triggered that? Because I know a little bit about that from the NFL in the United States and kind of what happened with basketball a little bit in the United States and baseball with the Great Depression. But how did like for soccer it was like international, you know? It's not just like, and that's the thing, it's not just Europe, it's South America, it's everywhere. So I'm wondering how it became like the number, and why didn't it get the foothold in the United States? Was it just there was too much competition from other sports? Like, what's going on? Anyway.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know it's something that they kind of are talking about a little bit, trying to get soccer to catch on more in the States. But part of it is systemic, I know. Like, the way that the promotion systems and stuff work in the United States are partly at fault. And that's actually why, you know, soccer players are white in America as well. But generally, like, they're more often white, I should say. Not all of them, but...
I think you can't play like padded football, but if you just have a football, you can play football. It's just...
That's true, though. Yeah, it's true. There's less of a equipment requirement to, like, play soccer.
NBA, the thing with NBA players and like, it's you only need the ball because of
Yeah, but not
having
like
access to basketball courts.
Not individual players. Like, individual players can come from anywhere, but as far as it being like popular as a sport that like every kid plays on every block, like every slum can have a soccer ball and put 2 bricks on the ground to make a goal, and you can play soccer. But not every slum can have like pads and football and a goalpost and all this shit for, you know, that you need for doing a quick game of American football, you know.
Dak is a freak of nature. Like, that man should not be able to move as quickly as he does, being as big as he is. My sister used to work at the gym at UCLA, and she talked with him, met him. He's apparently a nice fellow. But she was saying the first time she saw him, she saw a guy like in the distance walking with an orange in his hand. And she's like, that looks like a pretty sizable orange. And then she got closer and she realized that orange was a basketball, and this guy was huge. And it was Shaq, basically. But yeah, a lot of the Lakers would go to the UCLA gym to practice.
By the way, what is going on in this game? How is Stork have no mining, and he's just running around with carriers, and he's actually like still kind of in the game? I think he's still gonna lose, but it's just kind of like, what the hell? Apparently carriers are a good skill too we have.
US also has like every high school, every elementary school, every high school, every junior high has a basketball hoop attached to it. So, and there's a lot of parks here, and they all seem to have basketball hoops for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I mean, it depends on where you are. You can go through... You can go blocks, you can go miles and miles through urban Los Angeles and not see a park.
True. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend NBA basketball. No. Still.
Apparently, making Dark Templars is a good skill too we have as well.
I do like NFL though. Mostly because of the variance in the NFL. Whatever they do with their system, it like the top outside of the Patriots, which Jesus Christ, like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Outside of those two guys, which were just kind of an anomaly, like the shift of talent, like the winning team shifts constantly. Like who's bad and who's good shifts almost every 2 or 3 years.
In NFL?
In NFL, yeah. It's very rare outside of the Browns and the Lions always have tended, and even now, like the Browns are actually looking good and might be a Super Bowl contender this upcoming year.
The Browns?
Like, yeah, I know. I've actually started following them because when the Chargers left San Diego, I'm like, let me just pick a team where I won't be a bandwagon jumper. And then all of a sudden they've started doing well. So, but anyway, but yeah, that's one thing I love about the NFL at least is the rotation of teams. I also like the strategy of it.
Is Stork gonna win this? He's not, right? He can't win this, can he?
This is a pretty epic game. As we actually return to the sport of StarCraft.
Norway, all the schools have hoops, but it's not popular. Yeah, I mean, it's cultural too, you know? It's not just access. So, who knows? I'm sure there have been people that have
Who
done
knows?
studies on like why soccer has risen in some places, but I'm not familiar with it. I like how Stork has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 observers following his carriers, just to make sure
the
that
Wraith.
Flash can't pull a cloaked wraith thing. Yeah.
Dropships out
This
there.
is so crazy. He's just got. He doesn't even have that many carriers. He has like 8 carriers or 10 carriers or something.
His micro's just spot on.
He must have weapons upgrades, I think.
Also, this is just a really abusable map for
That's true.
a lot of.
That's true. Oh no, the tank's in the corner.
Very abusable map.
I think Stork, yeah, he might like just go around and pick off all the bases on the... Why does he have High Templar there? What is going on? What is this game? Why does he have random High Templar walking through Flash's base?
Who's number 2? Currently?
All time? That's a good question. It depends on how you mean it. You know, depends on if you mean like best consistently over time, or if you mean like the best at the time. Like I feel like when Flash and Jaedong were at their peak, like the two of them were number 1 and 2 of all time, right? But like Jaedong fell off, and like could you say that Zero is now maybe one of the top of all time? I don't know.
I don't know. I must feel like Uvi maybe, just because of how dominant he was over such a long period of time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, Uv definitely is a strong argument from like the most dominant of a moment. But if Uv from 2005 played any pro in the ASL from 2020, he would lose. You know, so it's like how do you gauge it as being the best?
Hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
easier.
Flash is
It's
undisputed number 1 though.
it's easier if you do era based. Yeah. Jongbi maybe. Actually, what about Jongbi?
I don't know. You didn't win a bunch of OSLs or ASLs. You won like some stuff.
He won the
mean-
well because he won like the last 2 OSLs, right? And that was kind of the height of Brood War in a way.
I don't know.
I don't know. Go Rush holds the record for the most wins in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Jongbi is like, again, there's an argument to be made for Jongbi. I'm not like throwing my weight behind Jongbi, but like I could see it, you know. So Jongbi wasn't like winning everything for long enough, but he was like, Jongbi was a top player. You know, he was one of the dragons from like 2009, 2008, 9 or something like that. Maybe 2009. So 2009, 10, 11, 12, Jongbi's like one of the best Protoss. And in 2012, he was probably the best player. But see, that's the thing. Bisu was kind of bigger than Jongbi, but Bisu didn't win anything consistently after like 2009. He was like 07, 08, and a little in 09, so he didn't have like a long streak either, you know? So I don't know. It might be impossible to say.
I had the most fun watching some Jangbi games, I'll say.
And I mean, if you look at just the number of Star League titles, I think Boxer actually still has the most for that, because he just won everything for 5, you know, for a few years, and then he kept playing for a few more years. He just spent so long in the game. I think Boxer has something like 30 achievements.
You know what's funny? I almost wonder if Boxer's a little bit overrated just because he was so micro-focused.
Is he actually about to run out of interceptors? I think he's about to run out of interceptors. Oh, never mind.
because Boxer did like a lot of fancy stuff, right? Where it's like, oh, that was really.
Can't blame Bisu for not winning when he had to beat Flash. Fair enough.
I will say that Boxer is by far the most creative for a lot of stuff. Like he had huge shifts on the meta.
Yeah, I mean, Boxer, like Boxer again, Boxer was overrated, but not for his time, you know. Like Boxer would beat anyone in 2002, but if you took Boxer from 2002 and put him up against, you know, any pro in 2007, he would lose. So, yeah. Boxer was the longest time. He actually won. Stork actually. Did I see that right? Did Stork actually just win this freaking game?
As we're all chatting about the essence of sports, like, Stork is.
What the hell?
In the background.
That was Flash. Flash GG'd.
I actually remember, actually in 2008 versus, who was it against? We were casting at the time, the World Cyber Games, and Boxer had a match that we caught, and he went Valkyrie.
I can't believe Stork was on the verge of defeat, and he's like, oh, let me press the C button. Boxer's prime was 2000, 2005. I would even say Boxer's prime was 2000 to 2003. He was a little shaky in 04 and 05. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's kind of impossible to tell. If there was a magical way that you could, like, pit players against each other from their time periods or whatever. Yeah, he won MSL in 04, and he got second in the OSL. But I'm just saying he wasn't like winning a ton of stuff. Or maybe that's just because more players were on his level at that point. That's a good argument to be made. Because that Silver versus Uve, was that in 04? I think that was in 04. I don't think he won anything after 05 though. Yeah, anyway. Salam alaikum? Is that how you say it? Welcome, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Alright, we got, so let's, this is the game that we brought up the other day, Sony, so we got more Stork versus Go Rush. This is from 2006. Speaking of people in their primes.
We're back. Use the restroom.
Cool. Actually, I guess Go Rush probably wasn't in his prime in 2006. He was like 2004-05. This is his prime, I think. From Yemen. Welcome to our StarCraft show. How's it going? We've just been talking about international sports and all kinds of fun stuff. Talking about esports. How old was he when StarCraft 2 came out? He won plenty of things. Flash? Let's see. Flash was... When StarCraft 2 came out, Flash was like 17. I think he was like 17. Yeah. So, cause Flash won his first Star League at the age of 16, and he was competitive as young as 14 or 15 or something like that. I think he was 15 years old when he was appearing in Star Leagues for the first time, and it took him a few months before he won one. So Flash was really, really young. That's one of the reasons why Flash was like so astounding, was that he started so young. He was so good despite being a younger player. You know what, Bawaked? I would prefer not to get into a political discussion. We're just trying to hang out and watch some StarCraft games. Just chilling out. StarCraft 2 was the worst thing that happened to Brute War. Kinda was. kind of was. Yeah. StarCraft 1 still survives, though. StarCraft 1 still survives. Kind of amazingly. And all the same players are still around, too. A few new ones. Yeah, it did fail. It failed to live up to Brood War, but I mean, how do you live up to Brood War? I don't know if it's possible to live up to Brood War. You know? It's just, it's like, Brood War was its own thing, and like, you know, it's like, you can't like watch a beautiful sunset and then be like, oh, I'm gonna watch another sunset and see if it's the same thing, like see if it's as good. It's just, it's different, you know? And because you had the experience of StarCraft 1, it was probably harder to appreciate StarCraft 2. I think maybe if StarCraft 1 had never existed, and StarCraft 2 just came out as like, you know, Space War 1, you know, it might have been a lot, perceived as a lot better. Who knows? Router killed StarCraft? I think it was a group effort. Hope you guys have some snacks. I already ate all my snacks, by the way. I just like, I guess I was hungry because like I usually save my little bowl of snacks, eat it slowly throughout the broadcast, and then I was just like, right as soon as I hit stream, I started snacking down. Down Five Guys. I could have had Five Guys for lunch, and I missed out on the chance, unfortunately. The foreigner scene is bigger than ever? Is that true? It's even bigger than like 2008-9 or whatever? If so, that's great. It's kind of crazy. Hey, Kung Piss Tank. Yeah, we've been kind of having interesting discussions about, well, we were talking about pro athletic sports before, but now we've been trying to figure out stuff like thinking about who was the best player of different eras, and if you can compare best players during different time periods and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's true what you were saying, KenonCon, that the StarCraft community kind of killed itself a little bit too. Like, the StarCraft community, I hate to say it, but is kind of a toxic community sometimes. It can be a great community sometimes, but it can also be very toxic. And it kind of tore itself apart, you know? Because people weren't saying like, oh, StarCraft 2 is great, and so is Brood War. They're both great, you know? Clan 17, X17. People were like, oh, StarCraft 2 sucks, and StarCraft 1 is better, and you should quit StarCraft 2, and people said, no, StarCraft 2 is newer, and you should quit. It's just like, you know, the scene kind of tore itself apart. And, you know, Blizzard didn't really help, and Kespa didn't really help either. Stork coming in with these 3 zealots. He's just gonna run right by. Oh, he stopped. He got stopped. It looked like he was about to get all 3 zealots into the main. He's forced to fight though, so that was almost really bad for Go Rush. But then like, oh, he didn't scout the spire. The zealot didn't get far enough in to scout the spire, only scouted the den. That's interesting. He's still got 1 Corsair, but anyway, yeah, the fact that there was like 2 years of time where the best players in the world had to choose between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, and like if you played StarCraft 2, it ended your StarCraft 1 career because Kespa was being dicks. Like that messed things up, I think, more than anything. Honestly, the disagreement between Kespa and Blizzard, I think is the biggest fault. It was the biggest detriment to the community and everything. So that's kind of my way of looking at it, because because it was just it forced it to be a one or the other situation for 2 years. You know. This is interesting. Goresh has these lurkers out, so it's like didn't really matter that he didn't scout the spire because he scouted the den, so he could prepare for lurkers. Kespa doesn't exist. It could be that the disagreement made Brood War not die. I mean, the fact that Brood War is still around right now shows that Brood War was never going to die. I think. There's too much tenacity, but I guess actually, well, maybe it would have. Because if right when StarCraft 2 came out, Kespa was like, great, everyone's switching to StarCraft 2 because we got this deal with Blizzard and we really want to promote the new game, and all the pro players switched, I think Brood War might have died. Or it would have been, you know, at least crippled, you know? So I think you're right about that, actually. I come to think of it, like, if that whole thing made it so that Brood War was able to stick around, I guess, because it kept the community divided, and so there was a place for Brood War purists. This is interesting. Stork has a Reaver, but he doesn't have any way to actually see the lurkers. So he's kind of like defended, but he can't really break out either. Oh, I didn't realize that they had disagreements with the Pro League rights back then also. That's interesting. Who are your favorite players? Reach Handsome Toss felt so cool to a preteen me. My favorite players are Zero, aka Queen, and Stork probably. Those are some of my favorites, and then Nada. Nada has always been one of my favorites, actually, also. I tend to like the creative players. Stork is not particularly creative, but he's, for some reason, I just liked him when I first started watching StarCraft, and so I just became like a Stork fan from the beginning. So, I've just always been a Stork fan. Is he gonna do it? He's gonna do it! He used the Reaver on the Zealot. I'm gonna back up in case you guys missed that. In case you guys missed that, look at it. He's gonna target his own Zealot with the Reaver, attack it, and then move the Zealot on top of where he knows the lurker is. Watch this. He's gonna go, attack, boom! Nice. I think he saved the Forge, too. As a result. You watched it live? Were you actually there or something? I watched it live also, but I think I watched it live. Actually, I don't remember if I did. That was the Pro League Finals. It was the Pro League Finals, and yeah, Firebat Hero won. I think it was game number 5, actually, even, or something like that. 3, I don't know. Firebat Hero won his match in the Pro League Finals, and his ceremony was to strip off all his clothes and run. They did it on the beach. They had set up a stage and an arena on the beach, and so he ran through the crowd, up the aisle in the middle of the crowd, stripping off his clothes, and jumped in the ocean because they were at the ocean. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Best ceremony ever. Best ceremony ever. I can't even remember actually if I casted it. I think I did, but I don't remember because I thought maybe Cholera did, but maybe I casted it with Cholera. I don't remember. A long time ago. Translated group nomination for ASL. No, I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, they yeah, back in the old days, like, they were basically not supposed to like show a lot of personality, I think. I feel like they've kind of come out of their shells more too, like Kespa didn't allow as much, but I think the players also, because the group selection ceremonies were actually usually a little bit spicy, even back in the old days. Pro League finals, the grand finals was usually a best of 7. At least in when that happened in like 2008 or something like that, it was a best of 7. This is really interesting. He's got Reavers everywhere, but now Goresh has Mulisks. And Stork has a ton of Corsairs. So it's going to be tough for Goresh to actually deal with those Corsairs. He has a lot of Scourge, but like if Stork plays it right, the Corsairs win versus that Scourge and Mutas every time. Welcome back. Do you happen to remember the Pro League finals where Firebyte Hero took off his clothes and jumped in the ocean? Did we do that live? Did we cast that live?
We did do that live.
Okay.
With Rise.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we did it because I think Cholera did it also, but maybe he did it after the fact or something, so I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it was Yumi and Rise, I think, doing that one live. Cholera did it after the fact. It's like because I don't think we ended up posting the video.
Oh, didn't we? Okay. Why didn't we post the video? That's dumb of us.
I don't remember.
We might not have had a video.
You know what's funny is
because we used to do the weird live cast thing.
I just said Rise's name and popped up my YouTube thing, and he's got one of his videos listed here.
Is he? Is he making stuff on YouTube again now?
No, it's a 12-year-old video that has 108k views for Fallout.
He's been on a little bit of a break, but I'm gonna cajole him into getting back on doing some dual casts soon.
Cajoling's a good thing.
Can be. And yeah, I think there is also a separate video where Cholera, I think, just posted just the ceremony, I think.
Very possible.
Or someone did it. Goresh was the best lurking Zerg player? Have you seen Yellow? I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying it's worth thinking about. Yellow's a handsome guy. He's got that cool look.
There are a lot of Zerg players that we've never seen, so I don't know that we can... what is it? Doesn't matter if we've never seen them. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to think of who else was a big Zerg player. Savior looked like a dummy. I always thought he looked dumb. Maybe I'm just saying that with hindsight bias. Is he making Guardians? What in the actual heck? Remember this map, but not this game.
Boxer's pretty handsome, yeah.
Might be a reason for his success as well.
Devourers, actually. That's so smart. It's kind of smart.
Devourers.
It's kind of smart because, like, Stork has, like, 15... He's got 20 Corsairs. Do you really want to try and go head-to-head in an air battle against 20 Corsairs? Or do you just get Hydralisks and ignore them? Nice, you got to set next to Boxer in Orlando. Like right next to him? Like was he in the crowd or something? That's pretty cool. In the bracket play? Oh, okay. Oh, bye-bye, Observer. Boxer's a nice guy. His wife is pretty nice too. Although, I guess she's been the subject of a little controversy over the years, but she was always very nice to me. And his wife speaks really good English, so I talked to her a fair amount when I was in Korea. Stork has like 30 Corsairs now! What the hell?
A lot of Corsairs.
It's just ridiculous. Ensnare lowers the attack time, yes. Devourers increases damage against the acid spores, increases damage done to the units that are affected by acid spores. One ensnare would be really good for this battle for sure. If you slow down the attack rate of all those.
Yep, controversy according to teenage boys with low self-esteem. Precisely.
Well, yeah, basically.
If you get rid of the teenage part, you can talk about pretty much the entire StarCraft community.
Well, you can. There was some stuff. I won't talk anything about. I will just say that I was friends with Jessica and I appreciate her.
I know that there was, I don't know if it was her with NASL, but I know there was NASL issues with some Koreans.
I don't think that was it.
I don't think it was her though. I don't know. I know they said she was a tough negotiator, but I don't know that that was related to any of the controversy that happened there. The controversy that happened there though is they were just like, oh, we're dropping.
Well, yeah, it's basically...
We're going to go back, we're going to renege and demand a bunch of extra money because we think you have it, and he really didn't, but...
I mean, basically just some people didn't like the way that she... Because she took over management of like, Slayer's teams. Some of the stuff that Slayer's team did, you know? And some people didn't like the way that she managed the team, I think. So.
Funny, posted on an Imager. Imager.
Gave you permission to take a pic. Let's see if I can... This content is not available.
Yep.
Cannot look at the picture. That's okay though. We believe you.
Your B making some tea.
This is crazy because like at some point this game is gonna explode. Like there's gonna be a battle between these two giant air armies, and neither player can really harass the other one and stop their economy until that happens. But neither player wants to engage on bad terms. So DTs is a good choice. Spores is also a good choice. Something about some girl on the team which she responded to in a very logical fashion, which wasn't enough for some. Arguing that since there was a girl involved, something had to be wrong. There was a female on the Slayer's team. What was her name? Forgot her name. It's something pretty simple. No, not Toss Girl. I'm talking about the team on Team Slayers, which was the StarCraft 2 Boxer StarCraft 2 team, had a female player. Well, hold on a second here. Can I do this? There we go. Picture of Boxer. You're not in it though. Oh, losers were just being misogynist. Eve, that's right, Slayer's Eve. I never got a chance to talk to her, but she seemed like a nice person generally. She got to play in the final match.
I've done it myself, but I wonder if people would feel that way if they switched username to look more female-ish and then dove into things and saw how they were treated generally.
Dude, I remember we did the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that was the thing I instantly thought of too. Actually,
we had a Powerpuff Girls clan back in college. It wasn't really a clan, but you know, like, and I went by Buttercup, and so some people thought I was a female, and it was weird to see people treat me really stupidly
Almost like himself. Yeah, I did.
when they
lost him.
thought I was a girl.
Our other friend Mike was Bubbles. Be right back. All the rest of it.
Carriers. It's a good call with the carriers. Now he can keep the carriers back, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to fight on Go Rush's terms. But his Corsairs aren't there. He's building cannons behind the minerals. What the hell? Women get so much crap that they don't deserve to get. Oh, the low ground High Templar storm. Nice. Yeah, women get way too much stuff. It's pretty embarrassing, honestly, in esports. There's the queens. There's the queens. He storms the Hydras to protect the cannons. That was sick. What is even going on in this game? And guess what? Devourers can't kill cannons. He's trying to drop. Oh, Dark Swarm! What?
All right, back. Yep, it is me, Diggity.
It is Diggity. I can turn up Diggity's volume, I think.
Lacking treble.
Turn up
I've
Diggity.
got plenty of treble here.
Turn Diggity
Don't
up
you worry.
15%, 14%. Disruption Web. What is going on? Are we gonna see every spell?
Not that base.
All about that base. About that base.
Not that base.
This is insanity. We're seeing Dark Swarms. And remember, air can't attack things under Dark Swarm. I mean, obviously it's range too, but like, if you get some Hydras into our Dark Swarm, like, Kyrus can't do shoot. Cannot do anything. Wait for the purple, green, red. Nice. Oh, he parasited the Templar. Nice. Dude, I love Parasite. I was just saying this the other day. I don't understand why Parasite is not used more. Okay, that Reaver's dead, but still. Not sure what that Reaver was doing. See, there you go. He's got to plant down the swarm, and then go and put the Hydras underneath the swarm. He can take care of the cannons. And the storm is the counter. But Broodling! He Broodling the Templar!
I'll stay on the line, but I'm going to drop off for a few minutes because I'm going to swing daughter outside.
Alright, sounds good.
Swing thing. She needs my help.
Cool. No worries. Disruption Web, Swarm, Broodlinging Templars as they're storming Hydras underneath Dark Swarm. This is amazing. And now the I love Disruption Web. There's the red. He's got the plague. This game is amazing. So we've got he hasn't gotten the triple color on the same unit yet. Actually, I don't know if we've seen Ensnare. For some reason, I'm having like a brain fart. Do you need to research Ensnare? Another plague on the cannons too. He's fighting hard for this hatchery. I don't know if we should be fighting this hard for this hatchery though. But I guess, you know, this is the battlefield, right? If you give up this location, Stork's just going to keep pushing the battlefield forward. That's right, you have to research Ensnare. Okay. He actually got Sunkens in a spot. He actually finished the Sunkens in order to kill the pylon. That's kind of amazing. He's storming his own probes now? To free up supply, I guess? He must have, because he hasn't been losing much because he's just been losing interceptors. Yeah, he's getting some more army supply space. They actually bug out. Interceptors bug out when you get acid spores. I did not know that. You don't see acid spores on interceptors very often. Look at this with the disruption web and the carriers and the cannons and the million Corsairs, and now there's a Reaver. That's actually a sick spot for the Reaver. Yeah, but Queen, even just one parasite is worth, I think, getting a queen if you have the Queen's Nest already, you know. I think Parasite is underutilized personally. Not that I know what I'm talking about, but like I kind of do. But I just like I feel like it could be so strong. Because if you usually players are going to keep their army together, right? So if you parasite one science vessel, right, or if you parasite the shuttle, or one dragoon or something like that, like you can get vision control of their whole army, especially because they might not notice it. You know? I guess they'll notice it maybe if they select their units and they'll see the green outline or whatever, but hey, there's Boxer in the background right there. I forgot that Gorush was on SKT. I always forget that for some reason. Queens aren't used in PvZ, and versus Terran they get restoration. Yeah, but I feel like getting restoration is more expensive than just buying one queen. I guess it's probably the same price, but it's like so much easier. Oh, it's a good storm. And with the Hydras on the low ground, he can't use Reavers, and it's going to be really hard to use Storms there actually too. This is insane that like this whole game has come down to this one spot, and they're just battling over this one spot. There's the Khan coach. She was one of the best female StarCraft players, by the way, when they had a female StarCraft league back in the early days. I forgot her name. Spring or something like that, right? Or autumn? The female coach of Samsung, I think her name was January. That's right, January. Good call. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it had something to do with the calendar. I was thinking seasons. And I was like, July? No, that's a different player. Okay, Stork's going for some. Now that he stopped mining at the top left, he's going for some real meat now. Disruption web. When you've got 30 Corsairs, sure, disruption web everything. There's no reason not to. No, she was the head coach. She was the head coach. Oh, I think Gorush might be about to lose. Okay, wait, here he comes in with these Devourers, though. The Hydras can't do anything. There's so much disruption web, the Hydras cannot do anything. Stork's gonna fall back? Why is he falling back? Okay, yeah, he needs to get the purple, he needs to get the acid spores down on the Corsairs and then hit him with the Hydras. Because they'll melt, they'll absolutely melt with multiple acid spores. They'll go down so fast. Unless there's disruption mob over the entire area and he can't fire. And I think Stork's gonna back off and wait for the acid spores to wear off a little bit, recuperate. I think that's smart. She's the one who won all women KBK in 2000. Okay. I actually am not like super familiar with her her career or anything, but I knew that she was like one of the, like, she and Toss Girl were like two of the top StarCraft players in the women's league, you know, along with Junwi. I think her name was Junwi. Was another woman that was really good. Here it comes. Uh-oh. There we go. We got the green. There's an ensnare on some of the carriers, I think. Maybe not. It's so hard to tell. There's so few pixels. Christmas tree, nice.
I return.
Welcome back. This game has gotten even more insane. How can Stork win this with no AoE versus Hydras? He does have some storms, but also, like, his AoE is actually Disruption Web. Because it doesn't kill them, but it stops them from doing anything. Stargirl was she a pro StarCraft player? I didn't. If she was, I'm not sure. I hadn't heard about that. I don't think so, because she was a booth girl in like 2008, and the female StarCraft leagues were like 5 years before that, so she would have been like, you know, 13 years old or something. There's some more AoE as well.
That'll do it. The Reavers.
Stork's actually going to try and take that base. Plague on one Reaver. Nice. I didn't know that Toss Girl's sister played also. Okay, here come the Devourers. I'm thinking, like, what do you do against this? Like, how do you possibly counter this? You know? What does Zerg have that can deal with this?
Plague.
Plague only gets rid of half the hit points. You still need to kill the other half, you know? Maybe Mutas? Maybe Mutas instead of extra Hydras.
Oh, there's a Defiler looking to do something.
Yeah, everything has gotten plagued. He's done some plagues, like, when he has the chance, but...
When you know you have a good player, where it's like, what can they even do against this? Also, who's this game actually between?
Oh shit, I didn't change the thing, sorry.
What was that? One more time? You want pop?
Plague.
Better can you?
Yeah, now everything's definitely been plagued. I feel like Stork just has the advantage here, though. Red, purple, Scourge coming in? He actually landed Scourge on that many Corsairs. That's kind of amazing. I cannot believe Stork is actually going to take this base and be able to use it and mine it. Mind control? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The mutas would melt with the Corsairs. That's true. I was just thinking, like, he needs something. The Devourers do damage, but they also add the spores. Jesus, he has... Okay, now he has like 30 Devourers. Like, but I was thinking, like, you need something to do the follow-up damage in addition to the acid spores. So, like, mutas would do that. If you could spread them out enough, maybe, or something. I don't know. I don't even know. But the Hydras aren't working because he's disruption webbing and storming too well. 14 cannons and 1 pylon. Well, he's attacking it because he knows that, like, those are the last minerals left on the map. Other than middle. I'm actually surprised they're not mining the middle. Oh, I mean, Go Rush, you can see on the minimap, he still has... I don't know if my mouse is showing up. It's not showing up. But anyway, you can see on the minimap, Go Rush still has 3 or 4 mining bases. but this spot is the last one that's like in contention, kind of. It is a lot of devours. Also, if you're the Zerg and you've got like $1 million in the bank, you know, you gotta spend it on something. He's got, I think that's 3 dozen. I think that's 3 dozen devours. At least. No, it's 4 dozen devours. And and 8 queens? And ultralisks? What the hell? Here come all the devours!
That is a lot of devours.
Oh my god! Oh! He's got the queens! He's got the queens! Ensnare on the queens! I'm sorry, on the Corsairs!
It's like a BGH match.
This is insanity. There's Ultralisks running in to kill off the High Templar. What is this game? Oh man. Yeah, D-Web does work on lurkers, yeah. So. He's spreading out his Corsairs. It's interesting. Oh, that's a 6 storm. But he brutling the High Templar. Yeah, he should get some Dark Archons and start feedbacking the Defilers and Queens or something, I don't even know. Actually, he should get mind control. Dude, he should mind control a drone. It wouldn't be very difficult to pull it off, actually, I don't think. Because there's so much around the map. He could easily get a shuttle with a Dark Archon, run in, grab a drone.
We'll just support this, though.
Maelstrom would also be sick. I feel like, Stork has been kind of keeping his units spread apart a little bit. I mean, not Stork, Go Rush has been kind of keeping his units spread apart. What was that, Diggity?
What would he build to support this? He's kind of just have units on the ground.
To support what?
His
the Maelstrom? I don't know. I don't even know.
Does it just have more supply? Because honestly, I feel like if he just sits back, eventually they'll mine out.
Oh, you mean what would he build with the Zerg? Yeah, just to have 300 supply instead of 200, basically. I would probably get like Hydras or something generic, you know.
Sort of wins.
But they're just at a little bit of a stalemate. A Stork is winning the stalemate, but it's still kind of crazy. Oh my god. Another ensnare.
Yeah, maybe some Hydralisks for the Defilers, or Devours.
Is he? Oh, he's doing spawn brutling us on the High Templar now as well. He's got to be careful of the storms. I don't think we've seen... Was that 3? Was that all 3? I missed the plague. Dang it. Alright, wait, hold on. Let me go back. We gotta catch the triple. The tricolor. The tricolor goo.
Actually, if he got Plague...
Oh, there's the plague.
Plague plus Psystorm's pretty sick.
Red, green, and purple, baby. Dude, plague? I was like, he already has plague. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, if Stork got plague, that would end it for sure. If he plagued all of those Zerg units, plagued all the Devourers, that would be disgusting. Yeah, I think that was Choja versus Reach was the big big Maelstrom. Maelstrom would be really, really good in this. I'm actually a little surprised Stork hasn't tried to go for that. Or some sort of Dark Archon play. He's probably got the extra money to do it, right? Although he's almost mined out now, so he could be just trying to save his money for interceptors. Yeah, that was the sickest, one of the sickest plays of all time. He just parasited like 3 carriers. That's so strong, because now he knows where Stork's army is all the time. Oh my god. It's got like 5 dozen. There's the Dark Archon! Oh! He did it! He did it! Oh, sick! He only got like 12. He only got like 12 Devourers though. Like that's actually not a huge deal. He can remake those pretty quick, I think. But he finally got the Dark Archon. Yeah, thanks for not spoiling the Dark Archon play. What the hell? Broodling's attacking a Dark Archon. A Doom Drop would put pressure on the Protoss. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have the supply to do any drops, basically. And if he did a small drop, like, Stork could clear it up with his carriers without too much trouble. But Stork is just like... Stork is, There's another purple-green-red combo. Disgusting. So much goop. Acid spores. Plague. What is plague, anyway? I guess you're spreading, like, some sort of viral mucus? Is that what the red stuff is in plague? And ensnare is also like a sticky mucus of some kind. They gotta be so sticky. Stasis. Oh. Ooh. Medieval Corona. Queen boogers. That's right. It's basically queen boogers. They're just snotting. They're like snot all over them. Oh, there's the Dark Archon. Oh, he didn't do it! He didn't do it! Where was the Maelstrom? He still got it, though. He still got the Dark Archon. Somehow he didn't kill it. I don't know what those High Templar are doing, or the Queens are doing. But this is it.
Imagine trying to micro and hit those Zerglings amidst all this.
I cannot. I cannot. I thought he was about the Maelstrom like a million Devourers. Oh, but now he's... He caught the carriers! Oh, but he caught so many Devourers! This is so ridiculous. No, I freaking hate how stasis ruins your hotkeys. When your unit gets stasis, it gets removed from your control group. It's so annoying. It's really obnoxious. I think Gorosh probably has a bigger bank than Stork at this point, though. So I think he can maybe rebuild a little bit better. But Stork is just controlling the map. Like he's winning these small battles and taking things over. And now he's building more gateways? Why is he building more gateways? Oh, he caught the carriers again, though. With that many Devourers, you can pop them so hard. Oh, no. Did Stork just lose this? Did Stork just lose this? Oh, that's a massive... It's a massive Maelstrom. There's no storm follow-up, though. It didn't do that much. Oh my god! Are you still there, Diggity? Are you seeing this?
Yes. I'm holding back my comments.
Alright, well, you there.
Mostly because I'm also distracted by BSL and my daughter. So.
It happens.
Watching this, BSL over there, daughter on the couch, listening to
This
her.
is
I think she's
is
about to fall asleep.
kind of a mind-blowing game anyway, so I'm not even sure what to say. Sony's got the good stuff. Yeah, see the casters are showing the minerals in the middle. He's got guardians now? Like, why doesn't he mine the minerals in the middle? They're not just there for looks. They're there for mining. There are so many devourers. Okay. That's a lot of ultralisks. He refilled the devourers with ultralisks, and that was not a good idea, apparently. He refilled with ultralisks and guardians. Didn't work out for him. Stork lost so many carriers, though. They both kind of lost a lot of stuff there. He still has like 40 devourers, though. That one Maelstrom caught like all of them, and then he didn't actually have a storm or anything to follow up and actually kill them. Oh, Gora still has minerals in his old main, too. So, I mean, Gorish is still mining, so he's probably in okay shape. Archons? Sure, Archons. Actually, Archons probably mean that Stork is running out of money. Because Archons take only gas, and you can get as much gas as you need with depleted
Yeah, so it can't be popped by queens.
depleted gas mines. That's true. That's true. I've got this window in front of me, and there's like a cop car parked across the street right now. I'm not sure why. It looks like a cop car. Maybe it's not. It's got like
I've had a lot of that recently.
It's got like a light bar on the top, though.
The wheels, where they are clearly wheels that are all bolted in.
But it's like a...
Sometimes unmarked.
It looks like an unmarked cop SUV or something, but... whatever. They're not after me. Probably. So.
Are you sure? You sure they're not after you, Moltrap?
Yeah, man, I cover my tracks well.
I mean,
sure? I'm not a criminal. That's a sick Maelstrom. On the Ultras. Underneath the Dark Swarm. What is even this game?
Yeah, for a bit I was getting suspicious because there was one of those cars that kept being very conspicuous around me when I was dropping off my daughter.
Oh my gosh. He's actually just gonna Maelstrom storm the Ultras to death. Sorry about that. What? There was an unmarked cop car near the daycare?
Yeah, near that her therapy that was like
okay.
Parking behind me and stuff like that. I'm like, all right.
That's
I
disconcerting.
think it was just like their daily whatever. I've had a lot of disconcerting stuff happen lately, but I'm not too concerned.
Good old Devourer Ultra versus Carrier Archon. Here we go. Just the most ridiculous battle of all, apparently, is about to happen. Nope, the Devourers are falling back. JK. Gorish has been playing on the defensive this whole game, and I think that's why he's going to lose it. Not that he necessarily had a choice, but... Come on, plague all the Archons. Plague the whole group of Archons. Do it. Do it. Yeah, I know. I know Plague is bad versus Archons. I know, that's what I'm joking.
But it takes their health down by like
9 hit points each.
90%, right?
Yeah. Stork's going for
Pretty
the kill.
Incredible. I mean, when we think about it, by percentage, it does the most to Archons of any Protoss unit.
No.
Percentage?
Does the
Health
least.
down? By percentage.
No, because it's going to kill all but 1 hit point. So if you have 300 hit points, it does 299. If you have 10 points, it does 9.
But if you... Let me think about this. Maybe it's equivalent. Or maybe it's less.
Yeah.
I have to do the math.
I just
'Cause
did
if
the
you're
math.
going from...
A
Well,
zealot has 80 hit points and they'll go down to 1. So they just lost 97% of their hit points. An Archon only has 10 hit points, it goes down to 1. It's only losing 90% of its hit points.
Yeah, you're right. Mathematics. Hashtag.
Now, Ensnare does work. Oh, the Maelstrom's so good. Oh my god. This is it. This is the last stand. He's just, he's attacked, moved his devours. They're all dying.
You're right, Kenna.
Oh. The Brood War equivalent of an Archon toilet right there. The Brood War equivalent of an Archon toilet. Maelstrom moving the Archons underneath. It's over. It's over. Oh man. I don't know what could Go Rush have done in this game. What could he possibly have done? I just don't know what he could have done.
Not played Stork.
Like, I just don't know what you do against 30 Corsairs and 15 Carriers and Psystorm and Disruption Web. I don't know what's possible, man. Sometimes, but you see those games sometimes and you just like, what's possible? Well, Cracklings and Swarm is good, but Disruption Web still works well against that. And also he had a couple Reavers in the background too. And the Storms, and the Psystorms too, you know? GG.
Failed to achieve victory.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if there was a moment when Cracklings could have been good though, like... Oh, Gorush is so disappointed after that. Like, if there was a moment where, like, while the battle was going on the left side of the map, and they were just struggling all over the place on the left side of the map, what if one Overlord drops a Defiler, or two Overlords drop a Defiler and, like, 14 Lings, 14 Cracklings on the other side of the map? Like, Stork either abandons the battle on the left side to go clean it up, or he loses a base, right? And then you might be able to do something like that. And I feel like that's what Stork was doing. Stork was like poking in and trying to do damage to Gorush's infrastructure back and forth here and there, and push in. And Gorush was just playing defensively, and he wasn't really like doing anything to counter, because that's not a lot of supply. A handful of Lings and one Defiler. Put down a Swarm. Cracklings kill the Nexus. Boom, you're done. You know. Or, you know, kill something in Stork's base. I don't know. Could have been a way to go about it. That's all I can think of that Gorush could have done differently.
Game 1 to con.
Yeah. Yeah, that was only game 1 of this series too. And that would have been a great series to watch live. 2006. That was before my time. Before my time though. Do we want to watch more Flash versus Stork? Flash versus Zhongbi is an option too. So let's watch the Flash versus Zhongbi. This is from 2009. Because then we can watch a little bit of Zhongbi before he was the best. See how he matches up against Flash before he was winning stuff, you know? The real solution is never to get that far. Yeah. The real solution was win earlier. How do you beat
Don't
It's like,
let's start.
how do you defeat Hitler? You go back in time and kill him when he's a baby. You want to
Watch
kill a
one of Diggity's
baby?
old casts. Let's not do that. I get self-conscious.
Yeah, no. Never letting the toss get mass carrier and Corsair. Yeah. And I mean, like, there was a point too where Stork got like 8 or 10 Corsairs, right? And Gorash said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go air. Like, imagine if he just went other hive tech instead, and like, instead of going air, he went more Hydras instead of getting Devourers, right? He's the one that said, I'm gonna challenge the air battle. And I think he could have gone Hydras instead, and like, before it got out of hand and got carriers. Because Hydras versus Corsairs, if there's no carriers, just even if there's disruption web, you still win eventually.
I just saw that the map was Destination and got hit by a wave of nostalgia.
No, it's Destination, not Nostalgia. Oh wait, was there a map called Nostalgia?
There was a map called Nostalgia.
That's what I thought. Okay.
There's so many games on Destination though that I casted.
Oh, let's see. This is Flash versus Jongbi.
Remember so many Psystorms on those bridges.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if someone would remake this map or something like it. Ever being kind of interesting. Produce some interesting games.
It definitely produced interesting games, that's for sure. The Jongbi versus Fantasy Finals, great. Which one? Didn't they play in a couple finals, I think? Are you talking about the TVing OSL, the very last one? I remember it being pretty amazing. Being pretty good, but not like amazing, actually. But it might have been pretty good just because it was really exciting because it was the last one. Is this the double bridge on natural map? Yeah, I think that's what you mean. Yeah, there's the main, the natural down ramp, and then there's 2 bridges leading out of the natural, and then there's a back door into the main too, where there's minerals on a little ramp. The last one, I don't even remember. We can watch that next. But I seem to remember it being like good, but not like mind-blowingly spectacular. Only one you caught live. Well, at least you caught one live, you know. Oh, I should have made note of the fact I was drinking Sky Soda during the Sky Pro League. What the hell is Bunky doing? What is going on? Whatever.
엄청난 실수를 했습니다. 경기 끝나고 뭐 두 분이 알아서 하시고. 자, 이제 커맨드 센터 지으면서 멀티 준비하고 있는 이영호 선수의 진영이었어요. 자, 팩토리도 완성이 됐고요. 네, 정말 가장 안전하게 경기합니다. 지금은
So, this is 2009. Flash is basically on top right now. Now, this is interesting because this is an ace match, so that means that no one was able to like specifically prepare for this game, or not very well at least, because they didn't know who the opponent was going to be. You were 13 or 14? You were a baby. So that means you were like probably too young for most of the StarCraft Kespa era then, I guess, to really like probably catch on to it. The last Pro League of Brood War. Now, that's interesting that you found it though at 13 or 14. That's kind of random. Although it is, you know, it was a lot easier at that time to watch live StarCraft. 3 or 4 years before that, there was just you had to really track it down and like really find it in the weird corners of the internet to be able to watch live StarCraft.
체력 많이 빠진 질럿도 결국 살려냅니다. 자, 프로브 한 기는
This is kind of cool that Zhongbi's putting so much pressure on while he's expanding. What is that probe doing? Hiding to scout. It's gonna try and scout the expansion. You were on YouTube in 2005? When you were like 7 years old or something? That's kind of crazy.
I remember there was this one kid, it was like Hippo something, that messaged me on YouTube. He was like, hey, thanks for watching, da, da, da. And then I got a message from his mother like, are you a stalker? I'm like, no. So just messaged me on YouTube. It's totally fine. This is StarCraft Brood War. But yeah, good job keeping an eye on him.
Downloading the
no
GOM
idea
player in Korean and was paranoid about getting a virus. Dude, GOM player was a virus though.
Wasn't it?
As,
Literally everything's a
as an
virus
employee
now.
of GOM TV, I can confirm. No, I'm just kidding.
The world is a virus.
I will say that comment comes from a little bit of bitterness about my time working for GOM TV. That's all I'll say right now.
I'll be bitter on your behalf. Fuck GOM TV.
I will not confirm or deny FGOM TV. No comment.
He's not allowed to, I am. Fuck GOM TV. Say it for all the times Moltrap wants to say it but can't.
I'm not saying anything, man.
Yeah, I know you're not. I am.
What does GOM TV even do anymore, though? They don't even do esports these days, right? They're out of the game, right?
Exactly. Fuck GOM TV.
But they're still a company, I think. I think they still do.
Probably.
They still do internet TV, I believe. Found StarCraft through older brothers, like many kids. Yeah, I mean that's how I found StarCraft too. StarCraft also is just through random YouTube videos that
I
popped
found it
up.
through you. You were like, hey, check out this random
Yeah.
video, and then it was from there.
Well, I mean, I found StarCraft the game through our friend Andrew, but StarCraft the esport I found through YouTube later on. It looked unfair. I got effed over. Maybe. I'll say this: esports is, at least in my experience, not necessarily every game or every genre or every community, but esports can be a very cutthroat industry because it is an industry.
Yeah.
And there's money.
Not a very good industry.
And there's ego and pride as well on top of the money.
Yeah. I think it's the ego and the pride thing that really fuck everything over, because it's kind of like...
Kinda. I'm like thinking of times I got screwed over and it was often over money. You got probably screwed over pride and ego more than money, I guess.
Well, I got screwed out of money a couple times too, but I didn't really
Yeah.
care about the money. What's the difference?
But I'm thinking about like the source of the screwing over, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what the...
For me, like
Sometime-
the original intent of the screwing was usually money, I think.
I will admit, like, sometimes I'm like, why? Why did you do this way? Because you really didn't need to. And it would have benefited you to not do it this way.
Yeah.
But, drug. Not naming any names, but Green Forest Land.
Well, Diggity's not allowed to, but I'll say it for him because he can't.
No, I'll say fuck those guys too.
Fuck
Mostly
Green
'cause
Forest Land.
God damn it, those guys. They had just given me the replays. Like, literally, I'm like, hand me the replays. You will get like 100k views on YouTube right now. Because there's no more tournament. It was the first fucking StarCraft 2 tournament run, period. It's the first. I'm just like, you give me the thing, I can do the thing. And they did not.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear from them for like a couple years, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're suing you. I'm like, you can't sue me because you didn't pay me money or make a contract or lots of things. Then I had to get involved because they were harassing Team Liquid. I'm like,
Oh
really?
my god.
Which maybe I should have just let them harass Team Liquid. I don't know.
So Ken and Khan, you're right. I think that's why a lot of this stuff happened, was because there was like not a lot of money to go around, and so people really wanted to get that money, you know? So that's where it came from a lot of the time, for sure. Look at this micro, by the way. Sick micro. Although that reaver is now, the shuttle's now stuck. Can't go anywhere. But yeah, some people I know basically wanted money that, you know, maybe I was gonna do a job and they screwed me out of it because they wanted to do the job and get the money instead, you know. This is how it works.
Also, I feel like it's just like to have money or whatever, you gotta build the pie, right? Before people start eating the pie. It seemed like everybody was really eager to not just hop on and eat the pie, they were eager to just like destroy the pie. I'm like, really, guys? Take your time.
Pie.
And it's not even like eat the pie, they're like, let's take this pie and throw it on the ground. It's like on the ground cake guy.
Happy birthday to the ground.
Happy birthday to the ground.
He actually escaped with that shuttle, and then he like went back in and kind of threw it away and lost both of his reavers in his shuttle for no reason. That's a little bit weird.
A lot of esports seem to work that way. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, because it was
Guys.
maybe because it was new, and so like the people involved were not used to having pie. You know, like big corporations that have been doing it for years, like there's plenty of pie to go around, and they know it. But like people were like, "Oh, esports dollars! I gotta get them before they go away," and so they were just like, "Rah, let me gobble them up." Ah.
Yeah, that's maybe what it is.
I don't know.
Sure.
I do not know.
Back. Yeah, it's the gobbling of the. It's not just the gobbling of the esports dollars. It's like the looting and pillaging of the plant that grows the esports dollars that got to me. It's like, we're gonna blow up the esports tree. I'm like, really? Like, you don't have to blow up the esports tree. It's not gonna get you anything.
But the gooey inner bark of the esports is so delicious.
Yeah. Well, people would fight over who got to blow it up was the problem. Anyway, be right back.
Okay. There's the Marine, by the way. He was a top player in like 2001. He became a caster. I think that's who that was. He's on Twitch now also, actually. Well, almost all those old school guys are on Twitch. Someone said Firebat Hero was on Twitch. I think I saw him once. Best, I know, is on Twitch. Zero's on Twitch. All of them are on Africa, but some of them are on Twitch also. Esports have been in the Wild West for a while. Yeah, the $1 million prize pool for Dota was kind of crazy. But it's because it was an advertisement, you know? It was a $1 million advertisement. Saying like, look, our game is a big deal. You should play it because then you can win money and be a superstar, you know? I mean, that's what esports is. That's why esports can be a thing, is because it's an advertisement. Or it gets people's eyeballs, I should say. So in that case, it was kind of an advertisement. In this case, you run ads on the tournament, so it's kind of the other way around. StarCraft isn't making a lot of money off of people that are like, oh, I like this esport, I'm gonna go buy the game, you know? Is Reach still coaching a LoL team? He was back in the day. I don't know if he still was. Hey, it's Rise.
Look out. Rise,
What's up,
you should hop on
Rise?
stream.
What are
on
we watching?
Discord.
If you look in the top corner, you'll see. I've added a new feature to my stream. It's called a text file that says the name of the game. Those are actually some. He just EMP'd all of the zealots? That's actually kind of sick. Oh, the storms though. Yeah, Diggity's on too.
Join us.
You want to join us?
I'm actually going to drop off in a minute here and you can take over. You can go tend to my daughter.
Okay.
We're talking bad esports blood or things.
Yeah, we're
Green Forest land.
We were talking about Diggity and I getting screwed over by esports.
Green Forest line wasn't the worst one though, but Green Forest line was pretty bad. That one hurt because I was just like, you get me those replays, we both do really, really well, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, people in esports are also very flaky.
Yeah. And then they followed up with the threats of lawsuits that were just very spurious and annoying to everybody. I do feel bad for Team Liquid in the midst of that, actually. I just all of a sudden like, we're going to sue you if you don't change the name of this. I'm like, really? Because I don't think you have a case, first of all. And second of all, like, why are you even threatening a lawsuit? Third, why are you spamming all their admins? Whatever.
Yeah, if you want to jump on Rise, you can, but I'm not going to twist your arm. I'm probably not going to be online for too much longer anyway. I've been on for... I guess I've only been on for a little over 2 hours, so I might have another hour to go. It's up to you. But when Diggity, if Diggity is about to leave, you can fill the Diggity void.
Freezing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, I have a PM from Rise.
Should
Hello.
probably hang up on this call and start thing. Hold on. Where's Discord? There's Discord.
Well, apparently in 2009, Flash is still better than Jangby.
Here, if you do a group call, I'll do a group call with Rise for a brief minute.
Okay.
Switch off.
Okay, let's see if I can pull this off. I don't know if I know how to do a group call, honestly. Hello? Is that Rise I hear?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to add Diggity to the call, and I don't know how. What if I do this? Oh, wait, did that do it?
Yep.
We've got both of you?
Hey.
Hey, the gang's all here. Or what's left of the gang? Or not what's left of the gang, but what's back of the gang.
Yeah, there's a song about this, I'm pretty sure.
Is there? Is there a famous song about esports casters who took several years off, coming back and rejoining?
Probably a metaphor out there somewhere.
There are plenty of metaphors.
How's it going, Rice?
Not bad. I'm waiting to see if I am immune to poison ivy or not. I just rubbed some on my arm.
Oh. Have you rubbed anything on it to get rid of the poison? Or washed it?
Well, I left it on for like 10 minutes and then I washed it off. So I don't know how long you gotta leave it on for.
I feel like I've heard that you need it on there for longer, so hopefully you're good. I actually don't know if I've ever had poison ivy, but I've had poison oak and I hate it with a passion.
Poison oak is a son of a bitch. Like if you don't bleach poison oak or do something with your laundry load, it'll spread to all your clothes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think
pretty awful.
I've been reading about this a little lately. I don't think it's bleach. You just need hot water. The hot water breaks up the oil. Hot water and soap.
Remember, it's sucking.
Yeah. Poison oak sucks.
Yeah, I'm just curious because the new house, we've got it in the yard for sure. And I was like, huh, I don't know if I'm allergic or immune or what, so let's find out. There's only one way.
Oh, you mean
You're
you
okay,
did
you're
this
the
on
one to pull it
purpose? You did this on purpose to test?
Yeah, this is a controlled experiment.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I was actually thinking about doing that with Poison Oak. Even though I hate it, I wanted to do a little test to like test it on myself and do test like different remedies and like theories and stuff like that. See if they worked. Well,
Narrator chimes in. They did not work.
Well, that would be the fear. I would be okay with having a little Poison Oak, like, you know, on the back of my hand or something like that in a small contained area, but like, if you don't know that you're putting it on and it gets all over you, it's freaking terrible.
Yeah, my forearm, because it's not a place where I'm gonna like rub it against anything else that I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe accidentally on my shirt or something, but I tried to get it off before it would touch anything else.
Or being creative with your forearm.
Yeah, you know what? There's probably a way I can do it.
Who is the do you guys know this answer to this question? Who the female caster is? I don't know. I don't remember her name.
Toss Girl's like the only girl I know in StarCraft.
Yeah, I'm not up on the Korean.
We were talking about other women earlier in StarCraft.
Okay. I gotta drop off because I gave my daughter some chocolate and she's now covered in chocolate.
Nice.
And she wants
All
more
right.
chocolate.
Have a good one.
Take it easy, everybody.
I hear it spreads like
You hear her?
poison ivy.
It
Yeah.
does.
A little less.
Chocolate and a toddler is just, or a kid is.
Don't hop back on. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
All right, take care.
See you, man.
But yeah, this female caster is like definitely one of the best, and she did it for many years. She may still be casting. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know her background. I don't know her ID. I know. Well, I know. We were just talking earlier about January is the Samsung Con coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Toss Girl is the player, and then there was another player called Junwi, who was one of the other women who like dominated the female leagues, and she never switched. She didn't switch into the other teams though when the female leagues went under or whatever or stopped. But I remember Junwi was the name of the one, and then we were talking about Slayer's Eve, the girl who was on the Slayer StarCraft 2 team.
Yep.
Marie? I don't know. Let me see if I can look it up on the side here. Female
Maria
StarCraft
Magdalena.
caster. Category: female casters. Oh, I didn't know Flo was a caster. Okay.
This is a huge missed opportunity. I feel like we could have casted a ton of female games. I would have loved that. I never even thought about it.
Oh, Flash is not looking happy. I thought he was gonna win. He taps out though. All right.
Whoa, Jangby Storms. Oh no, Flash. Not like this.
Is this?
Jangby looking.
Let's see here. I'm trying to.
pumped.
Yeah. Well, he just won. That was the ace match, so he actually just won the whole. That's why
Snap.
That's why Flash looks so defeated, because he just lost for his team.
Oh wow, he's taking it hard, man.
That's true, Kennicon. Flash was actually really expressive, which was kind of cool. I'm having trouble finding. Apparently, there was a lot of StarCraft 2 casters that were female.
Well, there's some popular ones right now, right? Like Zombie Grub.
Yeah.
Did that girl or woman Seltzer ever cast, or was she more like the MC type?
She was more of a host. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
All right, what is this? Another Flash versus Stork game. If anyone has any requests, let me know. But this, while I'm looking up female casters, this can just run, I guess. Flash said he was happy that Jongbi retired. Nice. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so let's see. There is, I actually met Flo when she was a pro gamer. I didn't know she became a caster. That's pretty cool.
I do remember the name Flo, now that you've mentioned it a few times.
Live in Pink. I just rated her last time I streamed. She's cool. She was a caster as well. But this is this, yeah, and then Zombie Grub is like I think the biggest one. Probably the most successful that I know of, at least. Oh, Tesla.
Yeah, she's good.
But I can't. So someone said the name was Marie. Let me see here. Let's Google Marie and see if that comes up. Oh! Oh, Marie is Jungmi. Okay. So I didn't know that was her other name. But Marie is a... Jungmi is... Her ID was Marie. Here, let me... Oh, I wasn't showing the screen anyway. Hold on a second. Let's see. Liquipedia... Marie. So you guys can see... Why is it not showing up? Is this not StarCraft? Third War? Zhongmi? Still there, Rise?
Still here.
Alright. What you been up to? Are you doing any games these days? Or are you still on your little hiatus? Or re-hiatus?
No, I haven't had time. Work has been insanity. So my kids started like sports and stuff. So we had baseball this morning. I mean, I'm so old.
You are old, man. All of us are old. All right, so you guys can't see this super well, but this is Zhongmi. It says used to play for KOR, that later became Sparkies. When the female leagues stopped, she stuck around for a few leagues in Sparkies but didn't play much. Eventually got a job as a commentator for OGN. For the show I Love Star. Okay. So she wasn't the caster that we were just watching. But she was, I guess she did the I Love Star show. So I still don't know who the caster is that we were just watching. Oh well. I'll keep trying to look it up on the side, I guess.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we got Stork and Flash. Who's your money on?
It's funny because this is, from 2008, right? So it's like, oh, well, ha ha ha. I could put my money on the person who I know wins, but like this is actually such an old game, I have no idea who wins because it was so old I've forgotten about it.
This is
but Flash versus Stork and
Flash being great.
Yeah. Well, let's see. This was December of 2008. It's practically 2009. So I might put my money on Flash.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Stork loves second place, so it's like no other option anyway. But.
Yeah. Well, this is just I think this is just a pro league game. Oops. So he's not gonna get first or second or anything like that. It's just a random game. I Love Star is the one where the pros play on BattleNet. That was BattleNet Attack.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was so good. Oh, I loved watching that.
VNet Attack was good. We can watch some VNet Attack. Oh, I forgot we were gonna watch Jongbi versus Fantasy too. If what's his name is, if KenCon's still around, we can watch that. Oh, maybe watch some Julizerg games. Julizerg was pretty great.
How long's this game? Or, I mean, that spoils the whole thing, I know, but if you're thinking about switching it anyway.
It's about 20 minutes.
Up to you.
Let's see. Well, we can always go back and watch this. Let's watch. I was just looking at earlier. Actually, it was a video called Julizerg Sauronzerg. Yeah, here we go. Julizerg versus The Rock. So this is a classic example of Jelizerg dominating. We're gonna watch here. Who's your money on for this one, Rice?
Wait, sorry, who's playing?
Jelizerg versus The Rock.
Oh my god, totally The Rock, no doubt about it. He's the best ever.
Well, I think you missed the moment where I picked this game because it was specifically an example of Jelizerg dominating.
No, of course. But The Rock has the best expression ever when he plays. It's the caveman toss.
Yeah. I love his ceremonies too.
What ceremonies? He never wins.
I saw a mashup once of his ceremonies. He won a few games, I guess.
Oh, was it 20 seconds?
It probably was. You know he did. You know he based ceremonies off of the wrestler, right?
No, but that I guess that makes sense.
All right, hold on. We got to pause this and see if I can find this.
We're going down the rabbit
The
hole.
Rock.
Here it is.
It's even an autocomplete search. The Rock ceremony StarCraft.
Wow.
Here we go. The Rock ceremony versus Jaedong. All right, this is just one though.
Oh man, he beat Jaedong. That's brutal.
Here's the Rock ceremony, apparently.
It looks like Jaedong just got disconnected. Oh, I do remember that.
He wound up for that one. I thought I remember seeing something where it showed...
That was the whole montage, by the way.
That was the whole montage. That was the one time that he won.
Yep.
What the hell? I thought I saw once, and maybe it got taken down, or I don't know. But I thought I remember seeing once a video where they showed The Rock doing his ceremonies next to, like, The Rock wrestler doing the same move, or something like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I bet the WWE or whoever took it down for copyright infringement.
Maybe. That should be fair use, man. Fair use.
Oh, man. Killer specs.
He was always... Yeah, The Rock was a good heel. And it's true, The Rock was around since, like... He was playing since, like, 2004? Maybe even earlier?
Yeah, he's been around forever.
He was around for a long time.
Or he was. He was around forever, yeah.
I wonder if he still plays. He probably doesn't, right? Rock.
I have never heard of him streaming, that's for sure. And I feel like anyone who was playing back then, if they ever played anymore, they'd be streaming. You know, like it's too lucrative for those guys to not do that.
Let's see. This is on his Wikipedia page. It says, The Rock was the first pro gamer to beat Jaedong in a best of 5.
Oh, man.
He beat him 3-1 in the 2007 OSL. He actually beat Jaedong in a best of 5, and they still have a head-to-head record of 3-2. That's funny.
He's gonna have that on his tombstone.
Right?
I beat Jaedong!
Yeah, so the Wikipedia also says his ceremonies resemble The Rock Johnson. But it looks like he just retired after, like, there's no, it doesn't say, but there's nothing on his Wikipedia page after him joining the military.
Kenan, they're all the same age as me. I can't talk smack like that about those guys. I'd just be insulting myself.
Oh, here's a tweet from 2012 where it says Rock changes his name from An Gi-hyo to An Jun-ho to signify his second phase in life, whatever the hell that means.
Midlife crisis. Obviously, he bought a Corvette.
I guess, yeah, with all that money he won from beating Jaedong once.
Yeah, I heard he got his Reebok deal over that.
Well, let me search for his Korean name. Maybe that'll come up with something.
Rock is the only person to beat both Flash and Jaedong in best of 5. Huh.
Is he really?
I don't know. That's what Quantum Check said. And he's got Quantum in his name, so he can't be wrong.
That can't be right. Can it? Like,
If
like,
it is, it's like alternate universe stuff right there.
That's... Because you'd think, like, Stork or Fantasy would have done that too, right? Or something? But the thing is, the reason why is because the best of 5s are only in, like, semifinals and finals. So you don't... You'd have to beat them in... Like, I'm sure Stork or Bisu has beaten each of them at some point, but not in best of 5s, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because you have to get pretty far, right, in those tourneys. You're right.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe best of 3 though, because I know that, like, you know, Stork has played both of them so much that, like, there has to be he has to, you know, or something like that. But I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Because also, like, The Rock never got to the semifinals. Almost ever, so he wouldn't have been in a lot of best of 5s anyway.
I feel like you could use that line in one of those, well, I don't know, charades type games where you're like, you got to tell a lie, or not charades. That's way too old, but Jackbox games, right?
Oh,
where you
yeah.
got to lie.
Yeah.
And is it Fibber? What is it called? Fibonacci? I don't know. Something like that.
That would sound like almost real, right? Where you're like, truth or fiction.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, that's the one.
Rock is the only programmer to beat both Flash and Jaedong in a best of 5, and you'd be like, oh, maybe could it? Maybe, you know, like, it sounds almost reasonable.
I would be there till the rope was all the way done, you know. I don't know, maybe.
By the way, this is not Flash versus Stork. Who are we watching? This is The Rock versus Zerg. That's right. I gotta change my overlay here. July Zerg versus The Rock. Be funny if it ever happened. Yeah. This is a nice... I mean, this is a good attack by... The Rock was like... He was like mini Reach. He was very like man toss style, but not quite as successful at it. Very aggressive and like. What's that?
It's a little shy on units there, so wasn't gonna get too much done, especially attacking into a pack of hiders.
Yeah. But I like that he was aggressive and he's like, oh, there's lurkers at my front door. I don't care. I'm gonna run right by him and go attack.
Shuttle's out. Storm drop's coming.
Your mom's on eBay says Rock streams on Twitch in Africa. All right.
Ooh, really on Twitch? I feel like I would have seen that, but
good to know.
Who knows what hours?
It was for Gigi? Oh, was for Gigi the one that beat him in best of 5? Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to spot the pro gamers on Twitch because their names aren't like... It's not like Twitch TV / The Rock. It's like Twitch TV / random letters. Because a lot of the pro gamers' Twitch names are the English letters that you press on the keyboard when you type their Korean name. So, like, Best, his Twitch name is like Woljon Ria or something like that. Because it's like the 9 letters that you use to type his Korean name on an English keyboard. So it doesn't look like a real name, and it definitely doesn't look like Best. So
interesting. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know. I don't think. I mean, most of them I don't think get that many viewers on Twitch from what I've seen.
No. They're all on Africa mostly. Because if you look at like some of them, like Zero has an overlay that shows how many viewers he has on each platform, and he multi-streams to like 4 different platforms, and it'll say like Africa TV 1,200 viewers, Twitch TV, you know, 80. So it's yeah, they're getting like the grab vast majority of their viewers on Africa.
Yeah, you can do that when you've got that insano internet over there.
Yeah. Well, I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube right now.
Nice.
But I'm just using a service to do it, so.
Oh, so you just upload to the one place then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they split it off?
Yeah, Restream.io splits it for me.
Interesting.
There you go. Twitch.tv/oghe.
Huh.
That's rock.
That doesn't look like rock. I mean, oh, this is great. Go to his stream for a second and like
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th video on the right, just that clip, that face right there is beautiful.
Hold on a second. All right, let's put this on here. The 6th video on the right. You click on videos.
Yeah, right there. Go to the right. Can you scroll to the right at all? I can. No.
I cannot scroll to the right. No.
I wonder if I can. I'll send it to you in Discord. Real quick.
If I click here, I can do it. There it is.
Yes, that's
nice.
It.
Nice. All right, let's watch this clip of The Rock putting on chapstick. Okay, that's what he was doing. Why did someone clip?
아마 상대는 반드시 이번 판에 이겼다고 아마 생각했었을 거면 사실은 그죠? 예.
Because he had great form, obviously.
What is going on? That's so weird. Like, is it just me, or did he have like a weird voice that he was putting on there?
I couldn't hear it. Oh, because I got you muted on the stream.
That's okay.
아마 상대는 반드시 이번 판에 이겼다고 아마 생각했었을 거면 사실은 그죠? 예.
That was kind of bizarre. Anyway, back to Jelizer destroying him 16 years ago. Or like 15 years ago. Hey, Maximilian's dagger.
That was The Rock.
Yeah, that was The Rock. Chris is like, what?
In all his glory.
Rock is the only Protoss to beat Jaedong in a best of 5. See, now that there's so many random facts about The Rock beating people, I'm kind of skeptical of them.
Fact or fiction?
Let's see. Let me go back to his Wikipedia page to see if it says anything like that. Facts. No, it doesn't have anything there. Yeah, 2003. Rock was a programmer as early as 2003.
Wow. Does it say how old he is?
He is 35.
He's still younger than
younger than us. Shit.
Maybe Reach is older than me. That might be it.
Maybe? I think Boxer is.
I think, yeah, Boxer might be like a year older than us.
Yeah, I
and
think
yet he still looks like he's 25.
Yeah. Okay, Boxer is 40. Oh no, he's a year older than me. Never mind. I accidentally said a true statement though. He is 40 right now. He's 40 years old.
Oh, I didn't know you were older than me.
I'm 39. Yeah, I'm not that. How old are you?
38 for another couple months.
Okay. Yep, I'm an old fart.
Zennial, baby.
You know what? I don't know if this is a thing or not, but it was from a tweet, so it must be real because everything in tweets are real, right? But apparently, I and you are both. The new term is that we're geriatric millennials.
I have heard that.
Have you heard that?
I prefer the Zennial because I think the Zennial makes a lot more sense.
I thought Zennials were younger. But maybe I'm confusing them with Generation Z.
Yeah, Zennials starts with an X. It's the bridge between Millennials and Gen X. So like 78 to like 83 or something like that, or 84. Okay. So it's the people who were young enough to, or old enough, whatever, to have like to not have cell phones and not be digital, and have lived through the transition from that. So like, I remember in 11th grade, I was like one of the first people in my high school to have a cell phone. It was an old Nokia bar phone. It was
Wow.
amazing. It had Snake. It was iridescent too. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
I still have it actually.
You still have your cell phone from
I have all
20 years ago?
I have every cell phone I've ever owned. The only thing I didn't keep is my beeper. So I had a beeper. So if you know what a beeper is,
I had a
probably
beeper.
millennial.
I had a
Yeah.
beeper.
Hell yeah, you know what the codes are then. 143, baby. I love you, Multrap.
I didn't know what the codes were though, because I didn't actually have any friends when I had a beeper.
But just in case you ever had one, you had a beep.
I got a beeper because I thought maybe it would make me cool, I guess. But also because I was... Oh, hold on. Here's the Sauron Zerg, by the way. This is
we're watching a game,
this is
aren't
the
we?
power of a 5-base Zerg that can just throw production straight at his opponent's base without without doing anything but just moving everything
Into Storm. Look how
into
many,
Storm,
look how
and
many
he doesn't even care.
That stream just keeps going.
It's just
Wow.
ridiculous.
And that's the he just went through like 7 Templar, and he didn't even get cleared out, and he took out a whole nother base with like 4 control groups of Hydras.
He like attacked the natural and lost like 80 supply to Storms, and he still threw 50 supply at the other base and killed it. And now the Templar are just sitting around without energy. Yeah, so I drank a lot of Mountain Dew. I was like a fan of Mountain Dew in high school. And so when Mountain Dew had a promotion for a pager where you sent in like, 10 bottle caps or something like that, and $20, and they gave you a Mountain Dew themed pager. So I got a Mountain Dew pager, and my mom paged me with it 4 times, and that was about it. And then
That's amazing.
yeah.
The best thing is, like, if you wanted to page somebody, chances are you were using a payphone. So you had to, like, have quarters with you to page people, and they couldn't call back. They couldn't call back the payphones. They wouldn't ring in. So there was like, that's why you had to leave codes, because there was no way for somebody to ever actually respond.
Yeah, it was kind of not the best system.
It was comical though, for sure.
Rumor has it Jelizer could select 24 units at a time.
Oh, that multi-building select hack. That was a thing,
Such a god. Was it really?
Yeah, not in pro games, but that existed on BNet. There was a bunch. I mean, I remember there was like 4 or 5. Obviously, there was map hack. There was a multi-building select hack. There was also, in the early patches, there was a way to turn the lights off, which basically the map would go dark, and you could land buildings where other buildings were if you were Terran, and it would just like destroy the buildings instantaneously. It was very, I don't know how it worked, but it was very odd.
Wow. Yeah, Rock definitely beat Jaedong in the best of 5. I'm gonna look up Rock's record once we're done watching this game, just to see what's real and what's fake news.
I'd rather watch him put chapstick on again, personally. Yeah, Kenan, actually, now that I think about it, it may have only worked with use map settings. I can't remember, but there was definitely a time. Then there was a lot of bugs that they patched over the years. Like, you used to be able to float Templar all the way down. You could float drones if you canceled a extractor at just the right time. You could float it across the map and make.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you could make hatcheries on islands. It was insane.
Huh.
So you would do for Templar, you would make an Archon and cancel it at the last second, and you could just click move on the mini map, and it would move straight to wherever you clicked.
Oh.
And it would cross water, anything. It didn't matter.
Here's Jelizer's again about to get 1 million units stormed and just not care. All the blood. Look at all the blood on the ground. He doesn't give a crap. He's just like, I'll send
Multiple
another.
Reavers. Doesn't matter. Yeah, 2 Reavers and like 4 Templar.
Oh my god. He's still just running in cracklings. Gee.
He always fights to the bitter end too. It's like, okay, I'm out of units. Fine.
One bug that's stuck in your mind is when the game crashed when Jelizer canceled his hatchery at the moment a Reaver Scarab hit it? Interesting. I never heard that. Well, that must have been kind of old. Old game. Alright, so
then there were other things like whole lurkers and allied. Yeah, those weren't bugs though, like allied mines and stuff.
Oh, this is a league list. I need to go for players. Let's see. Oh, well, he came up anyway. Let's see. Rock. Games. Oh my god, he lost most of his games, didn't he?
It's a lot of L's.
Alright, so let's see. Bisu. No. He only played a best of 3 against... No, he didn't ever play a best of against Bisu. He just played a couple of Pro League games against Bisu. Or no, it was Flash we were looking at, right? Let's check Flash. So let's see. Flash. OSC. He beat Flash in a best of 3 in OSC. He lost to Flash and everything else. So he beat Flash in a best of 3. And he beat Jadong in a best of 5. So I guess there's that. But I feel like someone else had like let's look at Stork's. Stork's wins. So Stork,
maybe best is another one to look at.
Yeah, that's a good one. So let's see, Stork versus Jadong. Lost to Jadong in a best of 5 here. Beat Jadong in a best of 3 here. Lost to so he beat Jadong in a best of 3. He must have beaten Flash in a best of 3 also at some point, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, here he beat Flash in the best of 3 in the OSL. That was a best of 5. Well, it was a best of 5. No, here's a best of 3 in ever OSL. Yeah, so there's at least already one example of someone else who beat both Flash and Jadong in best of 3s. So, fake news! Fake news!
Got him!
Hey, look who's streaming on the Team Liquid tracker of live streams. Moletrap is streaming. Let's check him out. Oh wait.
And Zombie Grub.
Zombie Grub's cool. I like her. Let's see. What do we want to do next? I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. I can watch 1 or 2 more games. Anyone else have any other requests? We had the July Zerg request. Rise, is there anything you want to watch?
No, I actually got to jump here in a minute. I got to go make dinner.
Okay.
So
no worries.
It was fun as always, though.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on.
The only other thing that is I think is different, that's fun to watch, is I think Jadong released some FP VODs way back when. Those are fun to watch too.
Okay. Yeah. Someone earlier was talking about the TVing OSL files. I'll look those up. Jadong, he released his own FP VODs? From a pro game or like from practice?
No, I think they were pro games.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I know for a fact I casted 1 or 2 of them.
Okay. Like back in the day. Okay. All right, that's good one to check out. Well, don't be a stranger. Let me know if you're ever around. If you have some time sometime.
Cool, man. Thanks for having me on, and enjoy the games.
We'll do. Catch you around. Enjoy your weekend.
Take care, man. Same to you. I don't know how to hang up on this thing. Oh, there it is. I only know how to use beepers and Nokia cell phones. So.
You'll figure out Discord someday. Don't worry. Just pretend. See that red button?
See ya.
Pretend that's the red button on
Yeah.
your beeper.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's see here. Fantasy, TVing OSL, game list. So we can watch a couple of these games. Oh, video is private? What? Why is the game not available for the TVing OSL? Uh-oh. I might have to do my Korean name trick. Yeah, a lot of our Brood War players, I think you're right, probably all of them have YouTube channels. All right, so let's do this. Jongbi. Let's see how I find games that I can't find. So I'm going to copy paste his Korean name, put it in here in the search bar. I'm going to copy paste Jongbi's Korean name. I'm going to put it in the search bar. So we'll get games between them. We'll see if we can come up with like an OGN game or something like that. Here's 2011. Here's 2012 TVing. What is this? Is this one of the games? Let's add TVing as well. TVing. All right. So is this one of the games, or is this like an intro or something like that? Oh, this is game 4. I think it's game 4. Game 3. Game 2. Is this game 1? This is game 2 of that OSL. This looks like it might be game 1. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is it. All right. There we go. So this is the final Brood or OSL ever. Jongbi versus Fantasy. Oh, was there a thing that was that long? That was the whole thing? This is an hour. I didn't see one that was that long. Oh. Do you think this is the whole thing? I think it might be, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, this is like the whole intro. This is actually kind of sick. Let's watch this for a second. This is like the intro sequence to like hype up the finals. And this is in the big arena. I was there. I was in the stadium when it happened. In the room where it happened. You were too? Oh yeah, we talked about that. It was a pretty crazy event, man. Let's see, where am I? I'm on the left. I'm up on the left there. This includes the yellow boxer match. They really wanted to hype up this last finals. Look at this. Oh, actually, that's what they're doing right now. They're hyping up the old school days right now. Look at the screen. Yellow boxer reach nada. Last Brood War, Protoss versus Terran. Yeah, KennonCon, we were actually just talking about that earlier today. That gives me chills every time too. Such nerd chills. This intro is epic, man. They're hyping up like all of StarCraft history here, showing Reach, Nada, Nalra. Oh, I'm getting chills now. All the trophies, the caster. Yeah, and then Tastosis were kind of down in the middle there. They were there too. They weren't casting or anything, but they were there on site. So many legends, and a lot of those guys that were the legends that were in that intro were like in the stadium too. Do we want to watch this whole intro, or do we want to like skip to the game? What do you think? I guess there's not much more of this intro actually. I'm trying to hear if I can make out what he's saying, but he's just saying something about Golden Mouse, StarCraft pro gamers. All right, so we can skip forward. Oh, here's the intro. Look at the booth girls. They have like a different kind of crazy like costume on. It's like that's actually kind of interesting. Did they show the other one? The other side? There we go. Look at that costume. It's like actually like a full-on like prom dress with like, you know, fake diamonds and stuff on it. That's kind of crazy. They went all out. All right, anyway. Oh, here we go. Look at this intro. This is so sick, actually. Still not as sick as 2007. You're right, but this is pretty sick. I didn't really watch all that. Maybe I don't remember watching all that other stuff because I was casting at the time, so I was kind of distracted. Terran is OP. Well, if that's true, then Terran will win this match, right?
After GB versus Fantasy, watch this last.
How's it going, Maximilian? Thank you so much for the tip. Well, this whole match is like 2 hours long, so I wasn't gonna watch the whole thing. So what we'll do is maybe we'll watch one game of this. We'll watch one game of the OSL, then we'll watch yours. Or actually, let's watch yours first, and then we'll see if we have time. This game's about to start, so we'll watch one game of this, and then I'll watch your link after that. Oh, except I don't have the right thing open for me to get the link. I'll have to get it on my other computer. Whoa. Alright. I have to get a... I think there's a way that you can get some sort of a... Like, have the links in the, notifications go straight into a media queue or something like that? Because didn't people used to, like, have people request songs by doing that on their Twitch streams or anything? Something? I don't know. Anyway, thank you much. Thank you again for the tip. It's very generous of you. I appreciate it. Not Oregon. How's it going? You were in Korea for this too. Nice. A lot of us were actually. I was there. Couple Kung Piss Tank was there too. Just trying to remember. Yeah, this was an epic show for sure. Did he just go? Oh, never mind. That's a pylon. I thought he went Nexus first for a second. I don't think I haven't watched this since 2012. I haven't actually watched this since it was live. I was there when it happened live. I haven't gone back and watched it since then. Kind of crazy. Wow, look at that drawing. Gotta love Jongbi storms, man. Dude, Jongbi, best Psy storm ever. Not like one Psy storm, but I'm pretty sure you were talking earlier about who's like the best player ever, right? Most people would say best of all time was probably Flash, right? But we were saying like, okay, who's second? But if you were like, who's the best Psy storm user of all time? Hands down, Jongbi. Don't ever forget StarCraft 1. What was that he said at the end? Jung Myung Hong fighting, which is fantasy. He's a fantasy fan, so he said never forget StarCraft 1, and then it's in fantasy fighting or go fantasy. There's actually a decent amount of pixels on this video too. It's a 2012 video. It's pretty decent quality. Does Jongbi still play? I don't know. That's a good question. Let me look at his Wikipedia page and see if we can find out. Jongbi bio. In the 9th Sonic Star League, he advanced out of his group in the round of 32. Not able to advance any further. Lost to Larva and Piano. It looks like he hasn't done much, but I don't know if he streams or not. Oh, here we go. Jongbi retires. Post from 2013 saying he announced his retirement. Lost interest in StarCraft 2. Forfeit his spot in Code S. That was 2013, but that was StarCraft 2. Here's another thread that he streams on Africa around the same time he retired. So he retired from StarCraft 2 and started streaming Brood War in 2013, but I don't know if he still does. Trying to look it up in the background here. Jongbi more skilled than Bisu? Yeah, I could see that. So it looks like Jongbi was streaming on Africa. 2017 was his last stream though. So I guess it looks like he hasn't been streaming since 2017. So he did stream for a while. But I don't know, maybe he went in the military or something. Yeah, it looks like 2017 was the last time he was streaming. Yeah, he must have been in Sonic League after that, for sure. I would say that Jongbi probably is. Jongbi at his best was probably better than Bisu at his best, I think, because I just feel like as an overall player, Jongbi was a little bit better. But like, if you put their micro next to each other, like, you know, watched each of them micro Reavers or something like that, like they would have been pretty much the same. They were both just absolute top level, you know. So I wouldn't say that like Jongbi necessarily had better micro, maybe better macro. Who had the wildest name? You mean like their ID? I don't know. There was a lot of random weird names for sure. I don't know if I could say which one was the wildest. It's so interesting that like all this play that we're seeing right now too is the result of you know, years and years of honing and refining the meta. So it's like almost pre-scripted. You have to do this, you have to get the bunker, you have to get the Dragoons with range, you have to get the siege tank, and like it's all just kind of like going through the motions to get to the mid game because it's been just so mapped out that like neither of them is going to lose to anything early because it's so, you know, they just know the game so well by this point. The wildest celebration was definitely Fire by Hero. Yeah, Bisu, he beat Savior when Savior couldn't be beaten, but that didn't mean that he was the best necessarily. It means that he kind of advanced things, but then later on he wasn't as good. Here comes the Vulture drop. Oh, it's a tank. Tank and Vultures, actually. Oh, the mine. Oh, he's not going to be able to stop that Dragoon from getting next to the tank. Is he going to try and get the tank out? He is. Oh, he's trying to bait him into the mines. Oh. He escaped with the tank, though. What is he doing? Are you going to go back in? Is he going to try and bait him into the mine with the tank? Oh, it worked. But I think he picked, no, he didn't pick it up. He went back in with the dropship to try and bait him into the mine. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. That's true too, actually. Like, Bisu was very PvZ specialized. That guy is so excited about carriers! Oh my god! I don't think that Jungbi's micro is better than Bisu's. I'm saying that they're probably like even. Oh, he left a spot for the Vultures to get through, and he's dropping 2 tanks at the same time. I think that's Kim Carrier, by the way. Oh man, this is actually intense. He's trying to get the tanks, but he's gonna lose all these tanks and Vultures. I don't know if that was worth. I don't think that was worth. Some Stargate, 3 Stargates. And now the Fleet Beacon. Kim Carrier's getting a highlight here. I think this works too because like Fantasy just lost 2 tanks, a dropship, and like 7 Vultures. So he actually just lost a decent amount of stuff. What did he kill? A couple probes? A couple probes and a couple Dragoons. So like Jongbi has a significant advantage right now, so he can kind of afford to take this risk. Like Fantasy has to play on the back. Okay, well, I guess he's just gonna go 8 factory all in off 2 bases. He might get a 3rd, actually. He might be getting a 3rd. Yeah, triple Stargate. Yeah, isn't that great that, like, because I haven't watched these games in forever, that, like, I just don't remember them anymore? That's the good thing about taking a decade off from StarCraft. Max, remind me. I always forget sometimes during the course of a game. Remind me at the end of this game to put your game on. By the way. Oh, Bisu versus Flash. That's gonna be pretty sick too, actually. The casters are working hard. I mean, you know what? This is their, as far as they know, this is the end of Brood War, right? So this is their last hurrah also. It's the last hurrah for the game and for the players, but it's the last hurrah for the casters. What am I up to? No, not really involved in esports at all. Kind of left that behind. There's the carriers. Delicious purple carriers. I was working... Man, the fans are going so insane in this game. Every time you see them, there's just so much passion in their faces. Alright, well, this is the push. This is Fantasy's chance to break him, I think. Oh, he's not all in them, right? He's on 3 bases, but this is still actually his only chance before the carriers demolish him. And it's a counterattack. Is it going to be a base trade? With the carriers defending? Oh my god, this is insanity. This is kind of a small map, isn't it? He's only got 1 machine shop. That's really interesting. Did you see that guy? Wow. Fantasy might just do it right now, actually. He's putting the screws to him. So, what I've been up to is the last few years I was working for a non-profit that did education programs, and then I got laid off from that with COVID, and so I've been doing graphics and production work basically lately. Not like full time, but like kind of doing some gigs here and there. Essentially, it's got 1 tank, 1 machine shop to produce 1 tank at a time. That 1 tank was doing work. Oh, we didn't have vision. He stopped. He didn't go up the ramp to get vision, so that tank stopped firing. They're putting on a show. Yeah, so I've been doing broadcast production stuff and animated graphics and things like that for a few different projects. The big one I was doing was for the LA Science Festival. It's called City of STEM, so that's kind of what I've been up to. That and just, you know, I just got back from a road trip. Road tripping, I took a trip up the California-Oregon coast, seeing some pretty parks and ocean views and stuff like that. You can never underestimate carriers, though. Oh, is he about to lose these carriers with a miss rally? No, he's gonna control them, isn't he? Oh, there's just not any Goliaths there. There's like not enough Goliaths. The casters are going insane. Oh my god. They just said something about Bisu. They just said Bisu's name. Wow. Carriers are strong. That caster's nickname is Kim Carrier because he just loves carriers so much. So this is like perfect exit game for him. He's trying to keep it together. Stay on target. Keep casting the games. Now they just said Stork's name. They're talking about all the different Protosses that have used carriers, maybe, or something like that. Fantasy looks like a stork and Stork looks like a sloth? What? Oh, look at that split! Ugh, juicy. He was gonna go in with all of his zealots, and he actually was paying enough attention to pull most of them back and send a few in to kill the mines. It was actually really clutch. There's the GG. G to the G. What I loved about your YouTube cast was how much knowledge you had about the players and their careers and build a storyline. Thank you, man. I'm glad you appreciated that, because I definitely, you know, worked hard to do that. At different times, you know, when I had time to, I would love to do that kind of stuff. Because I think that's part of it, right? That's part of watching StarCraft is a game is not epic in a bubble, but like a game can be epic in the context of the series or whatever, you know? It just adds so much to it. All right, so let's see. I'm going for WCG 2009 Korea BC vs Flash Heartbreak Ridge. All right, here we go. This is gonna be the last game. I gotta go cook some dinner after this. We get to watch some nice, what'd I say? BC versus Flash. Should be fun. And then, we'll watch maybe the rest of the TVing OSL. Maybe we can watch, next time. So if you remind me on, if you're here on, what day is today? Saturday. So I do this stream every Saturday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Love from Norway. Hello there. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Asla? Azel? Azel Anderson? Asla Anderson? Welcome. You know, I was just talking with someone the other day about how Norway is an awesome place and I wish that I lived there, actually. A lot of Scandinavian countries have some cool stuff going on, just politically and socially, that we don't have in America. Although they're smaller countries too, so. But welcome to the stream. Helped when it was hard to follow a scene that didn't speak English. Give us great insight. Yeah, man, thank you. Yeah, TT DOS, that was the last Star League, but it was only the last Kespa Star League. Because then ASL started, and like, when did ASL start? 2013? 2014? Something like that? No, it was, I don't remember when it was. The ASL, Africa Star League started up, and it was like, you know, more Brood War Star Leagues, and it was, you know, it's really high quality still. So it's not like, it wasn't the end after all, you know? Two Norwegians in chat. Man, it's a Norway party up in here today. Love StarCraft, followed you for years. Thank you. Glad you're still around. Glad you're still enjoying StarCraft. Yeah, I mean that's why I started doing casting in the first place, was because I had we can go raid England. That's funny. That's why I started casting StarCraft, is because I didn't understand what was going on, and I watched other people, namely Klazart mostly, who told me what was going on, and that helped me understand the StarCraft scene, right? So then when Klazart stopped doing it, is he gonna Nexus first? Double Nexus Flash, and it's actually not that bad of a choice to make against Flash. 'Cause Flash usually likes to expand quickly, but are we about to see Flash go snap this? I think we're gonna see Flash scout it, and we're gonna see Flash pull SCVs and attack. I think that's what we're gonna see. Factory as well. We're gonna see Flash attack once he sees this. Yeah, Now, is he going to pull SCVs and go, or is he just going to try and go for a quick attack is the question. I think he's going to wait for a couple Marines, maybe a few Marines, and he's going to wait till his factory up and get a Vulture and go. That's my prediction. Because Flash is someone that's good enough and decisive enough to punish the double Nexus. I think. Okay, he's pulled off gas. So he's just gotten the factory up. And now he's pulled off gas. There we go. I called it. I called it. I knew it was gonna happen. Cause it's the right play, you know? Flash is ballsy enough to pull it off. And he pulled off, so now you can build Vultures and he can rally Vultures as well. And I don't think this is gonna end the game. I think he's gonna kill the Nexus. Oh, maybe, actually. There's Zealot out. Can he get the Zealot in the way? Oh, he's gonna try and get the Marine. Oh, another Marine's coming from the top, though. If he can surround the Zealot. Oh, how do you keep that Marine alive? Oh, no. Oh, never mind. He's not gonna win. Oh, shoot. I thought Flash was gonna take out the Nexus. Oh, the nice pylon block to block the reinforcements, actually. So Bisu's actually gonna get away with it. Probes are imba. They are pretty strong. And now he's just gonna run his SCVs back. Now, is he gonna try and expand, or is he gonna try and get like 2 factory and go for another attack or something? These Vultures are pretty nice to have. How's he gonna deal with this Dragoon, though? How does he deal with the Dragoon? I guess just having a bunch of stuff. Alright, he's just gonna chase it down. Alright, well, Bisu might have cut off more than he could chew. A little bit of a miss micro by Bisu, losing that Dragoon there. This is kind of a crazy game. It's like early and small forces, but it's like microing SCVs feels like drinking from a glass using cans as hands. Even the top pros have trouble getting the SCVs in the right spot when they're microing with trying to put the Marine behind them or whatever. Oh, you actually remember this game. This is, let's see, so this is WCG Korea, and this is the quarterfinals, and this is game number 3. So whoever wins this game has like almost a pretty good guarantee almost of getting into the WCG Korea and going to the international tournament. You get 3 spots, and you get into the top 4 if you win this game. And they're also both really good, so. Everyone remembers this game, huh? I don't remember it. I wonder if I watched it. I probably did. This is from 2009, right? Yeah, I think I watched pretty much every game in 2009. 2008 and 2009, I think I watched every game. Every game there was. I casted so many games in 2008. To a Pro League match. We'd have 2 Pro League matches come out. 9 or 10 games and just cast them all. Try and get them online as fast as possible. So the days, man, those were the days. Carriers again? Or is this some kind of arbiters maybe? But it looks like there's a Citadel. I don't see a Templar Archives. Brood War's too hard. So he is gonna go for another push here, it looks like. And again, this is a good timing when he spent a lot of money on Stargates. That's a good timing. But he lost some stuff earlier, so... Well, what did he lose? In that first attack, he lost a couple Marines. He lost some mining time. Bisu also lost mining time, so... Yeah, they might be even, actually. Do you have any info on For You? I have no idea, man. I just get all my info from Liquipedia. You can look them up there. But I haven't heard of anything from For You in a long, like, you know, he even in 2007 he wasn't really doing anything. He was in a Zelos documentary. Okay. Those mines, though. He's only got tanks. He's gotta fall back now, I think. It's a good push, but he needs reinforcements. Oh, there's the mines. Okay, now he's got more vultures. Because Brood War, better than Warcraft 3, better than Dota, better than Battle Royale, better than Maple Story? What? National Geographic did a documentary on Zelos? I'm gonna have to watch that. That sounds cool. Dragoon Micro? Did I miss some Dragoon Micro? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's an arrow like a pointer. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, Brood War was the cause of all games. Oh, I got the tank. Can he get the other tank, though? He's really trying to push hard with these mines. He's got no tanks, though. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He'll do it with spider mines. All vultures. What? No, I haven't seen that documentary. I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds really cool. Is Flash chewing on some gum, it looks like? Man, Flash is just so crazy. He can be so aggressive. Constant pressure, constant aggression, constant full-on microing his aggression. Like, he doesn't stop controlling his vultures. And he's also macroing better than anyone ever in the background. Okay, so it was Arbiters. Forgot who produced it? I'll look it up in a minute. Like, it's just so amazing that both these players that can be microing like crazy while they're macroing at the same time. I guess they're only on 2 bases, but still. Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out in a minute. We'll glance at it at the end of this game, and then I'm gonna probably sign off. Jongbi crushed Flash on this game, on this map? I had to remember for a second this is Bisu. We were just watching the Jongbi game. That was a lot of mines cleared out by just a few zealots. This is Heartbreak, right? Yeah. There have been so many maps over the years. Hello, Twitch Nizen? Twitch Nitchin? Not how you should pronounce it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Oh man. Again, there's like only mines and vultures. But he's actually doing like really well with just mines and vultures. The mines that just killed so many dragoons. With only like 2 tanks there backing things up. Oh, it's you. Okay. Nice. Welcome to the Twitch side of the exact same stream. Yeah, Flash doesn't care, man. He's just like so aggressive. But he's kind of like all in, I think is why. Like he did his 2 bases and he's like, I'm gonna go in all in off 2 bases. Because otherwise he would have made a 3rd base a long time ago. Yeah, and see he knew he was all in, and once he couldn't kill the 3rd base of Bisu, he had to leave, so. Bisu. Hey, Bisu beat Flash in a best of 3. Did he beat Jaedong in a best of 3? Nissen sounded Scandinavian. The B-suit. Often watch on YouTube so I could rewind and post your comments on Twitch. Since you don't know me by YouTube name? What? Oh, okay. I see Babamots. Sometimes it's actually a little confusing because like sometimes people have a different name on YouTube and on Twitch, and if people give me a donation, sometimes it says their real name. So then there's like 3 different names that I have to try and remember who's which person or whatever. So it's really hard to keep track of. So why do you watch it on YouTube and then post on Twitch though? Is there something nicer about watching it on YouTube? This is like a replay of that battle though. YouTube, let's rewind. Oh, okay. That's a good point. All right, let's check this out real quick. I'm gonna head out in a second, but we can just at least look at this. Oh, it's like a WCG documentary? Yeah, I actually like that about YouTube also. I sometimes wish you could scroll back and listen to stuff. What I do sometimes on Twitch is I'll actually hit the clip button to go back and rewatch something, and then I just don't save the clip. So. Oh, there's Zelos. Such a baller. He looks so cool. He makes 100,000 a year. He moves 4 times faster than the average player. And he's just turned 20. Now the reigning world champion must defend Zelos looks so cool. From the top players in the world. He must defend himself against the top players in the world who actually stand no chance against him. Who's casting that? That was some English casting from 2005. I didn't recognize the voice there. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that there were casters for the back then. Unless that was like Tasteless and I just couldn't recognize it. It might have been Tasteless. I don't know. So it is a National Geographic video. Interesting. Anyway, I gotta go make some dinner, so I think I gotta head out here in a second, but thanks for all the games, everybody. In a StarCraft player in Norway named Slayer. I have not, unfortunately, heard of him. Won a major tournament in the 90s. Well, there was non-Koreans winning stuff in the 90s, obviously with Gur and Elke and stuff like that in the late 90s. But then after that, Koreans took off just because of the practice culture and everything. So anyway, let's see if there's somewhere. Oh, I just saw Kung Pistank said something about spank for gaming, whatever. I'll allow it. Let's see who's a good person to raid. Let's see if anyone's on. Let's, you know what? We were talking about her earlier. Let's raid Zombie Grub. She's playing StarCraft 2. But, I like Zombie Grub. If you like StarCraft 2 at all, you should watch Zombie Grub. She's a great caster, and her stream is really cool too. She's like super like laid back and chill. She's very interesting. She has good analysis, but she's just a fun person to watch, so. Is Gur Slayer? Let's see here. Let's look it up real quick. If I type in Slayer, it's probably going to come up with Boxer. Let's see here. Players. Slayer. Let's see if we come up with anything here. No. Slayer? Who is this? Okay, here we go. Slayer. Frederick Osterwold. There we go. 2000, he won gold in the 2000 KBK Masters. There you go. He actually, it looks like he beat some Koreans, it looks like, I think. Is this person Korean? Yeah, he beat some Koreans in the year 2000. All right. Learned something new. Did not know about Slayer before that. There we go. So, he's not Norwegian? I don't know maps. What is this? Yeah, it says NO. That's not Norwegian? I only played Lost Temple. Oh, you're talking about Gur wasn't Norwegian. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's Slayer. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna head off. Thank you all for watching. Thank you again for the tip, Max. Much appreciated. As always, I really appreciate you. But we're gonna. Oh, I think the raid might have already gone off even, but I don't know if the raid happened. Did the raid happen? I don't know if the raid went off. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off though, and I hope you guys have a good one. I'll be back on almost flawless pronunciation. Thank you. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm gonna do some games on YouTube this week as well, so keep it on YouTube. We're gonna have the finals of the OSL up pretty soon. So, take care, y'all, and